So while I wait for this joint to kick up, and there we go. Check this out. Today is June 21st. Now, for anybody like myself who's been raised in America their entire life, has lived in this system their entire life, as far as they're concerned, June, at the end of it, will mark the halfway point through the year. But if we were to go into the book of Enoch, and I were to go into the book of the luminaries, you see, and I were to say, hey, which part of this is actually proper and actually just really what day or what month am I really in based on the time that it says now, based on the signs of the times. And it says, give me one moment, I'm just right there. And here we are. And this is talking about the sun. And we're just going to read from verse 14 on up. And I'll stop exactly where I need to. On that day, the day becomes longer than the night, and the day becomes double the night. The day becomes 12 parts, and the night is shortened and becomes 6 parts. And the sun mounts up to make the day shorter and the night longer. And the sun returns to the east and enters into the sixth portal. Now we'll stop right there. Now the real big thing here is that it indicates the first day of this month that we're in, okay, the sun is going to rise and set in the sixth portal, okay, 31 days. Now we have to understand that there's 31 days in this month, in this period, in this time, because one thing, there's an intercalary day, which is a rending of the season, which is an actual separation of the season. So there's a day in this month. So the start of one season and the end of the other begins officially during this time. Now, why this is important is because, once again, if you believe that you're in the 6th month, but you're really in the 3rd month, and you're in the 21st day, but you're closer to the 1st day of the 3rd month, do you understand how far off you are in the time where in which, even if you're trying to understand it, you're off because of small little things like that? It's not just a misinterpretation. People get things wrong like this. He said men go wrong on the account of the intercalary days. But if you take into account the fact that men have all obviously changed everything from what it is, then this right here could feasibly be the actual 3rd month of the year. And why a lot of people say this isn't important, this doesn't actually it does matter. See, in order for you to know what's going to happen and for you to pay attention to the signs of the times, you actually have to know what the real seasons dictate and what the real times of the year dictate. It's the only way to know anything. One of the saddest things, once again, if you read this, you don't read during the explaining of the sun cycle. You don't read to understand some of the things that it gives you for the moon. So when the moon is going through its cycles, some of the days are only 28. There's a couple months that are 29, and then there's a day that's 20, and then there's 1 month that's 28 days. So even when you have to understand that if they're basing everything on a lunar calendar, then every year they're 5 days back or 6 days, whichever one it is. I want to say there's 6 days for every year. And so if you're 6 days back every year, mind the fact that you're going to be off after a while, just after a few years. Can you imagine let's say a person is reading the Bible and they read in the first month, and they're thinking January, but really it's speaking like April, right? And so now you're like, well, what's the big deal? Well, January's temperature and setting is far different from that of April. You're in a different season from the changing of the months. So just when you have that understanding alone, you can tell yourself and base several things out to, okay, I obviously can see what they're trying to do now. Now, my whole point is this. If this is the start of the third month and we're going to go forth, I'm going to do my best on the side of everything else that I do. So everybody thinks is easy. I'm going to do my best to keep track of what day it is that we're actually uh, like closer to in the month and all that. I'm learning how to read the parts of the day. I know that sounds crazy, but there's 12 parts of day and there's 6 parts of night. So I'm trying to learn the actual time piece per part. So is it, hour and a half per part or whatever? I mean, obviously it's like an hour and some change if you do the freaking 24 divided by 18. But the whole point is this, is that is that what's the word? When you know what you're looking for in the time of the day, it gives you an actual better understanding. See, you can't explain certain things to people because they're not going to be receptive to it because they figure, what does this actually have to do with my life? Well, if the Most High God told you through a prophet in the Bible, right, that on the day of tribulation, that the skies would have like this purple gilt to it because there's not going to be any light in the sky, right? And that the sun was going to be like this red color. Well, I know when the sun sets, it looks a certain type of way, but there are certain times of year where the skies are just darker, normally, naturally, more parts of the day than not. There's this purple residue or aura, if you will, that the sky has. And one of the things that people will overlook is that the signs that we're looking for, if we're living in today's world, we may miss them altogether. This is what I'm really trying to get at, is that if you're looking for the signs based on what we have been taught to understand, there's going to be friction when you try to mesh the two worlds together. Okay. Um, One of the best things that I ever heard from somebody, Gunnery Sergeant Booker, and he was from Baltimore, Maryland, and he was a really good man, black man. But he told me, he said, Jones, he said, in this world, people sometimes have a conflict of like culture, right? And what happened was I was in a little program when I was at boot camp, and long story short, short story shorter, one of the things that they were trying to explain to me, but Gunny Booker put it the best. He said, you're having a clash of cultures right now. And he said, your old culture and the way that you used to be, and the way that you used to think is is um is clashing with the current way that you're being taught to be. So what I'm trying to say is that if you really look at the scripture, the way that the book of Enoch is actually written, and understand the months from that standpoint, not from the way that you were raised. Come on now. Can you rock with your boy, man? Damn it. Rock with me. Fuck with me. Okay? And really think about it for a second. You would understand everything that's taking place way better. Some of the incidents where it explains from night to day. Maybe if we looked at it closer, right? Obviously, if we know what month it is, we know how many parts of the day, how many parts of the night it is. So if the Most High God is explaining a certain military function or tactic in a certain month that has more night than day, then those military functions make perfect sense. Can you dig it? If he explains certain movements that have to happen, for example, the Exodus, can you dig it? Starts where there's 10 parts and 8 parts of night. So 10 parts day, 8 parts night. Can you feel me? I mean, just that alone should tell you what it is. That right there should say that, okay, in the first month, there's more day than there is night. So the Most High God didn't bring the people out during a month, right? The month of New Corn, which is the first month. If y'all didn't know that, I'm just letting you know. Why? See, now do you see why this shit's so? It's so important, man. Excuse my language, but it's really important that people actually take hold just a little bit to what your boy is trying to say, because maybe then they'll have better context, and the understanding that I'm trying to give them is like they compare the stories that they're reading, and I'm just gonna go find one in the Septuagint, and I'm gonna find one. I'm just gonna open this book up, and I'm gonna start reading somewhere, and hopefully I kind of know the story, and hopefully there's a verse that people like to use, right? And sometimes I think that it's a, you know what? I'm not even go that way. We're just gonna pick up here with King Josias. And Josias was 8 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jediah, daughter of Ediah of Basurah. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, and walked in all the way of David his father. And he turned not aside to the right hand or to the left. And it came to pass in the 18th year of King Josias, in the 8th month, stop right there. Can you dig it? So if we had to go to the book of Enoch, and I have to count to the 8th month, right? Y'all do realize that, like I said, month 3 is right here for 1 second. 5, 6, 7, 8. So listen, in the 8th month, the day on that day, the night amounts to 11 parts and the day to 7 parts. So just follow what I'm saying. In the 8th month, okay, if we just go by the book of Enoch, I can understand now that there are shorter days and longer nights, okay? Can you dig it? For so however long the day feels, so you could be like, damn, I had a long day today. You're about to have a longer night because the night is going to last that much longer. Do you understand what I'm talking about? And it's talking about between light and darkness, or the sun and the moon. It's not talking about a 24-hour cycle that you're used to, which is why, once again, if I just pull up my calculator real quick and do the math for you, I'm pretty sure it's 1.33, but we'll do the efficient math. 24 divided 18 equals 1.33, like I said. Anyway, so every hour and 33 minutes and some change is actually one part of the day. You see what I'm saying? If you have a good circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock, if you have a good internal clock, you can almost measure out an hour and a half just through your activities. You can kind of feel it. So just know that you can start counting your days like that. If you don't want to count them, Of course, you can keep it to the time frame that you have to maintain your life in, and the functions that you are to maintain, right? And that you're obligated to. But at the same time, you can take it out of that context. And when you're reading the scripture, you can really put the months, the times of the day, and all these things into better context. See, everybody doesn't have a book of Enoch at home to say, okay, this month is this many parts of the day, this many parts of the night. So when I'm reading about this function, right, or even when you read about, let's say, the rending of an intercalary day, right, and it's this month that has 31 days. So I know I'm in a month where the seasons change, regardless of what I know about life today. I know that in these times, these were the months that would have been more or less closer to the correspondence of the time that we know of. You see, and that's really the biggest issue that we have here, is that there's a disconnect between people making the sure connection of a specific period in time and putting that in context, and then people also being able to realize and appreciate and sometimes make comparisons in their own present day life. Okay, so in short, it's being able to compare apples to oranges, because they're both still fruit. You understand? I know they're different, but in what ways are they similar? Well, they're both sweet. If you get a good apple and a good orange, they're both juicy, right? Some people do eat the peels of oranges, believe it or not. So some people don't eat the peels of apples. You know, a lot of people like that. There's ways you can compare things, okay, in your life to the scripture, to understand, like, this is more like what I go through today. Even though I'm reading it like this is more like what I go through right now. Furthermore, you know, and just to speak on King Josiah, right? And I'm going to go to the book of the Exodus here in a second, because I was just so blown away by what I read, you know. Anyway, we have to keep in mind that we have to make proper comparisons, because King Josiah found the scripture. Well, he didn't find it. The priest found the Bible, okay? The book of the law, right? Nobody had the book. So when you have people telling you that, oh, everybody knew the law is supposed to be on your hearts. These are prophets who were raised to know the law. It's totally different. It's totally different for a priest than a regular Israelite who's from Judah or Benjamin or Gad or Manasseh, okay? Or Ephraim or Aser or Zabulon or Naphtali or Reuben. Can you dig it? Can you really, really dig it? Because if a person overlooks those things, right? I'm not forgetting about Issachar, Joseph. I didn't forget about nobody. I'm busy right now. Okay? I'm busy. Obviously, Levi. However, the point is this. If a person can not make the comparison or fail to make the comparison, everything that I'm going to say is going to fall on deaf ears eventually, because I'm going to say a lot of things that overreach normal scriptural understanding. And by normal, it just means that these are things that people have never said or don't say out of their mouth. They think in their head and don't say out their mouth. I'm going to speak these things, okay, because they're true. People are starting to realize and believe, hey, some of these folks we're looking at really don't have spiritual/soul constitution. They don't have it. They have a little bit of spirit, but they ain't got no soul, for sure. People are starting to realize all these cats ain't even humans. But folks don't want to appreciate basic stuff. The first month, if we're just going by the Bible, is April. Let's just go ahead and just, bam, April's the first month. Okay? It'll be May's the second. It means June's the third. Summer solstice, just in case y'all didn't know, why it's called start of the third month, is on June 21st, today, the so-called start of the longest days of the year, the so-called start of 12-part days, 6-part nights. That's where we're at. And if a person can't appreciate that, then they're probably not going to be able to appreciate other things that I say within the scripture. This is why people nitpick what I say and choose what they like. But the problem is this, though. The problem, it maintains being itself in one area, is once again, the failure to compare your life to the lives that you're reading about when you read the scripture. And then once again, I would encourage everybody to order a book of Enoch just to get even if you just downloaded it, however you got to get it, right? Because if you might not believe in paying for it, whatever, get it. So that way you can read the book of the astronomy and read the sun's part to understand how long the days are, how short the nights are. Okay, read the moon's part also, but really read the sun and understand and appreciate when you're reading the scripture. Okay, you're reading about specific times where the sun and the moon do things differently. So I'm not going to be able, I probably won't be able to find it right this moment because it probably won't speak to the exact day that it was in the exact month. But if anybody remembers, in the book of Joshua, there's a happening that's really special where Joshua doesn't tell the Most High what to do, right? But he requests of the Most High to put the sun here, put the moon here, so I can just beat people down all day and night. And the sun is up in one spot and the moon is up in another. And what makes this so special, right? And I'm looking for it. My eyes may come across it, they may not. But what makes it so special is that the Most High God, right, leaves the sun up for a whole day. Now, a lot of people are like, why is that so damn cool? Like, what's so cool about the sun being up for a whole day? Well, first off, you'd have to know what portal it was in. So we'd have to know what month it was in to even understand the portal, to understand how long the days were. So let's imagine that it was in like the third or fourth month where the days are longer, even in the first or second month where the days are longer, right? So this is where the sun would be up for a long period. It would have been up for essentially anywhere from 18 parts to 24 parts. You see what I'm saying? That's a lot. Oh no, 20 parts because the year starts on 10 parts to 8. So anywhere from 20 parts to 24 parts of the sun staying there, right on? And each part is an hour and a half. Can you dig what I'm saying? So this is why it's so monumental in a lot of ways to really try to reach in and grasp what the scripture is saying to us, because if we try to do that, then maybe we'll understand something that nobody else has ever understood before. You know, I'm trying to learn. I know that sounds like greedy or selfish or something like that, but I really am. I'm like, that's my mission. My mission is to learn, to grow my intelligence, to become as smart and as all that as I can in this life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people aren't dedicated to something like that, but I would love for people to know that all I do is look forward to trying to increase the information in my mind, and that's not me speaking any kind of lies or falsehoods to you. I look forward to that more than anything, and I found it. Here we go. Verse 12. Then Joshua spoke to the Lord in the day which the Lord delivered the Amorite into the power of Israel, when he destroyed them in Gibeon. They were destroyed from before the children of Israel. And Joshua said, let the sun stand over against Gibeon, and the moon over against the valley of Elam. Stop right there. the sun and the moon do traverse at specific times. Now, I'm going to look to see if it's going to give us the exact day and time when this happened, because we have to realize certain parts of the month, the moon is full. So what if the moon is full with her fullness, and then the sun on the other side? Can you dig it? Now, mind you, she's only 1/7 the power level of the sun, but still, how awesome would that be? Anyway, let me go ahead and try to find when this all would have went down, may or may not. Oh, goodness. So I'm gonna have to really actually look and see when this in particular part kicks off. Give me one moment. Because you have to understand when it says, and in the 6th month, and then it skips, and then you read a whole bunch, and then it's like, okay, in the 8th month, that means that 2 months passed by. More than likely, if the story hasn't changed from the initial happening of everything. Give me one moment. Okay. This is crazy because it picks up on the death of Moses when the book of Joshua starts. Oh my goodness. Let me see. And I know you guys are like, why is this dude so? This matters. This it's crucial. It's crucial. What time of day it would have been is crucial. Can you dig it? Oh, Father. Is it anywhere here? I know you guys are like, he's not really reading all of it. No, but I'm able to read pretty well where I can see what I'm looking for. And ha 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 ha, and your boy is filthy. Verse 19 of chapter 4. And the people went up out of Jordan on the 10th day of the 1st month, and Israel camped in Galgala. Now let's just assume, because I'm going to keep going till we get back to that same chapter, which is just a chapter and a half from now. They're still in Galgala. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Oh, it's looking good to me. One moment. So far, we're in the 1st month. And so the last timestamp we're seeing is verse 10 of chapter 5. It looks like. And it says, and the children of Israel kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month at the evening. That's right, because it's the 1st month. Like I told you guys, the Most High God took the people out during a month where there's more day and less night. So that way, when they began their pre-adventure, they would have a lot of day before they would be used to the road before it got dark out, got cold out, all that stuff. Anyway, man, let me keep it pushing. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Don't see nothing. Okay, so look. There's a happening where they're about to take Jericho, right? And we're just on the 2nd day, so I don't even want to go through all what they did to Jericho. You know, they marched around it, they blew the trumpets. The trumpets were amplified by the power of the ark. The ark produced some sort of pulse dispersion energy that was able to. It's the same way that the same way that the continent of Earth, the one big piece it used to be, was broken up, is the same way that the walls were brought down, but only to the very microatomic level, if you will. That's why the walls became dust and dirt, because everything was stripped from them with the frequencies. The frequencies hit the walls, and all the things that were holding together the walls, i.e., whatever makes mortar become mortar, right? From bitumen or whatever they were using as mortar. Let's say it took away it not took. Let's say it took away all the carbonizing effects and the oxidizing effects of cooking your stones, right on, of cooking brick. Let's say it just went. You have to really understand, and that's a whole nother lesson. I've talked about that before, not in passing. I actually did a whole lesson on that. Spiritual gumbo volume, whatever, batch, whatever. Don't remember, but I remember talking about it. And just to speak to the situation, in all honesty, it looks like we're in the first month. It I haven't seen anything yet, and we're about to change. We're about to change until the chapter where they're about to bust the head of the Amorite. Yeah. So we're in the first month with this thing with Joshua, and I just assumed that it was sometime like that, right? Because then it's really magnificent. You know, the sun's not up for 6 parts of the day, so you know what I mean. Like, to put the sun up in a month where the days are half the value of the night, it's whatever. But to put the sun up where now the sun was up for twice the measure of the moon, who knows how that affected the entire count of the days, and how people, excuse me, and how people counted days going forward after that. But that's true. Um, we are right now, I do believe, in the third month. I do believe it. I've waited till June 21st to get here. June 21st could have came any day, but it just so happened to be on a Friday. You guys have been so good to me. It's been an honor, because a lot of people don't like me. A lot of people really, 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 really don't like me, but they have good reasons to not like me. Uh, I admonish them. I admonish them because nobody else will. Let me read something out the book of Enoch real quick that I thought was interesting when I was reading with him. You find it. We're going to go back. I'm going to read. No, I'm not going to read that. Here we go. We're going to go back to the luminaries of the sun. I'm going to read the last month. The last month, the 12th month of the year, right? If the first month is April, then the 12th month is March. And it says here, on that day, night decreases and amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts. And the night is equal to the day, and the year is exactly to its days, 364. Stop right there. What's amazing about that, what is so transcending about that, is that when you start from the very beginning, you start a little bit ahead of the day by one part. And by the time the year ends, day and night are equal. Now, person might be like, that doesn't really matter. Well, actually, yeah, it does. Um, Especially when you look at how the moon rises and does what she does. If, like the book said, and when I think about March, March is a pretty even keeled month as far as daylight is concerned and nighttime is concerned. So when you think about December and January, where one of them has 8, 7, November has 6. So November is technically the darkest month of the year. Right on? No, technically. And when I think about it, like as far as like light out is concerned, there's been a lot of dark Novembers in my life. There's been a lot of like, I guess like bright looking ones, with like daytime, obviously. But the night does come fast in November. Obviously, daylight savings being in October or around so-called Halloween, or what they suppose to be a holy evening. Um, yeah, yeah. Whew, this is not easy. Does anybody have any questions before I go on and go forward? Because I'm about to switch gears here in a second. Nope. All right, good. So the moon is so much different than the sun that I have to read a little part of her happening again. And why I do this is because the moon goes through a cycle where at the start of every month, she begins her fullness. Then her fullness leaves, right? She gets to the halfway point at a certain time, and then she dissipates even more than that, and then she's gone, and then she refills again. And it's like she goes through this whole process. Now, what I find amazing is that, let's say you pick a month like, I don't know, this month, June. So her fullness is already obviously. Uh, if you see a full moon approaching soon, right? Like tonight, tomorrow night, we're that much closer to the start of the month. So that's what we have to be looking at. We have to look at everything. I know it sounds crazy. I don't want you getting into damn stargazing, but you have to watch the signs of the times. We have to know exact. It's the only way to know exactly where you're at in the month, what month you're in, the time, everything. That does matter. Matters to me. No man knows the time. No man knows the day. Can you dig it? When the Most High will come back. But the terror of man is great upon him, right? Because no man can tell him when it shall be, right? No man hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit. I understand all that. I get that. I totally respect it. And I am subject to that. Not oppressed by it, subject to it, willfully. Because I don't attempt to control or have power over the spirit like some do. So there are people who do not willfully give into this. The same way that people buy into a system, a championship system that wins them ring after ring after ring, is the same way that the Most High God needs you to buy into Him times 100. I need you to buy into me and never question me. Just go with it. Just go with it. If your time is up today, that just means that for right now, your time is up because the Most High God is righteous. Don't lose your hope and your faith because people want you to lose your hope and your faith. I'm I know it's hard to believe, y'all. I'm 12 days from my extreme risk protection order being lifted. 12 days. I'm 22 days or 23 days away from when they serve that warrant on my home. Whole year from that. And a year later, still not broken by those people. Now, a lot of people will say it's because you can't let something like that break you, but you can. And a strong reason I haven't been broken by the things that have been going on is because, like I said, the attempt to possibly gain more information, to become more knowledgeable, is so far more desirable than it is to allow myself to wallow in any sort of anger or pity. And I need you guys to get that. It's the same thing. You can't be so mad at the Most High God that you won't deal on His terms. There are people who are angry at the Most High. I don't know if you're angry at Him or angry with Him. So I have to speak to that because that could be the situation. For a long time until I got to where I'm currently at and attempting to go further. I used to just be so upset. I used to really feel like, man, like God like abandoned us or something. Like He left us. He had to. And I'm just getting to a point to where I'm realizing, like, once again, more and more and more every day when I realize the sin that people choose to continue to live in, the sin that our ancestors lived in, I can appreciate that He never left. We left Him. We abandoned Him. And the more that I see that, the more that I accept it, I'm willing to, as He says, return to Him. Right. You have to go to Him. He doesn't have to seek you out, but He will call you. He will send you messages to hopefully tug your coattail a little bit, right? Can you dig it? You know what I'm saying? Because if He doesn't do that, then you can say that I never had a chance, Father. I never stood a chance. And He would be forced to say, yeah, you're right. You didn't. But that's not how He works. He gives everyone a chance and a choice to make a decision. And those decisions, sometimes, yes, they are difficult decisions to make, but He still gave you the opportunity. And even if the opportunity on one side meant death, if you chose death and that was honorable, you can't dictate, I can't dictate what is or is not to the Most High. There's one thing that comes to my mind about people who ultimately have faith, and I'll never forget about it. Little white boy shooting up the school asked the young lady, do you believe in God? And she told him yes, and he shot her in the head and killed her. Him killing her didn't prove nothing. Don't prove nothing. Just like the scene from Pulp Fiction, it proves nothing. Right on? Where John Travolta's character, I can't think of his name right now. Oh my goodness. But he's opposite of Samuel Jackson. He's talking to the young brother Marvin in the back seat, and he shoots the brother Marvin in the face, as if like, do you believe in God, Marvin? I don't. Boom. And then he acts like they went over a bump, but he shot Marvin in the face to try to prove like there's no God, right? Now, poetic justice, even though you killed this young black dude, right? And they have to go through this whole kerfluffle with this character named the Wolf, played by Harvey Keitel, and the cameo by Quentin Tarantino in the little part of the movie. What you have to find most interesting is that the faithlessness of a person like Vincent, that's the character's name, Vincent. Vincent has no faith. And it's like Vincent is all tangible. Everything that he can feel is real to him. But people don't necessarily feel cancer or feel AIDS or feel any of the other viruses that come upon them suddenly, diseases that come upon them suddenly, right? The ailments that bring them down suddenly, they don't always feel those things. So for a person to tell you that they have to see to believe, well, do you need to see the cancer cell in the fucking kaleidoscope? Or do you just need to see the tumor growing outside of somebody's life? What do you need to see to believe that cancer is real? That the word, whatever the word means, there's a condition that it's describing that affects people. You follow what I'm saying? So when I say the things that I'm getting at, right? And I say to you, hey, we're living in a lunar calendar. They tell us this all the time, not a solar calendar. Why this is so important is because the moon falls behind what? 6 days for every year. You know what I'm saying? 6 years, 6 days for every year. So if you're 30 days back, assuming just after 5 years, you're only 30 days back. You're a whole month behind. It's just 5 years. So 50 years times 10, that's what? That's 300 days. 10 months. Right? So if you go again, 500 years, right? Now you got to go times 100. Now that's 3,000 days. See what I'm saying? Now before you start getting in too many days, because that's almost 7 years right there. You're literally a whole year behind once these people get a half a millennium through their structure. I'm gonna point this out. Did you know that the Muslims follow lunar cycles like no other? Like no other. Those people are so behind, it's crazy. This is why their years are so off. You have to also understand that a lot of those dudes who are living in like a spot like called like Afghanistan, they don't call themselves real Afghanis, right on? They're Pashtun, okay? That's the name of the Middle Earth bastards that came up and inhabited the region after the Aboriginal and indigenous people of the place were displaced, okay, and relocated by force or by happenstance of the environment. These people are eyes backwards. But yet our people listen to them as if these people know what the fuck they're talking about. Follow me. Farrakhan, by all intents and purposes, is a Muslim. For all intents and purposes. Doesn't matter if he'll throw out a Jesus or the God of Abraham or the Hebrews. It doesn't matter if he'll throw that shit out here and there. Farrakhan's a Muslim. So essentially, Farrakhan follows a true lunar understanding. Farrakhan's behind, just like the rest of that culture that he's supposed to be enthralled in. See what I'm saying? But black people will listen to him, a dude who's behind, and they don't even realize he's behind. By so many different ways, shapes, and forms, he's behind. But they'll listen to him, puff him up, and call the son of a white man black. But yet, will tell you that those aren't real black people when it suits them. But then in the same breath will say that one drop of black blood makes you black. See what I'm saying? They're so fast to believe everything that their enemies put out to them. But people that actually care for them, somebody that's actually trying to do right by them, holy smokes, they treat me like I'm the enemy. Right. Get up out of here. We don't fucking need you here. Getting upset about fucking punk ass Farrakhan. Don't need no soft in the ass type motherfucker like that around me. Period. Period. I hate people like that. I hate them. I'm losing subs every day. I'm thanking God he's getting rid of all the fucking wayside, waste people who aren't gonna do shit. Don't pray for a nigga. I more than likely probably don't pray for them. Can you feel me? I want all of them gone. I only want the real. When I speak on small unit cohesion, I don't fucking say that to pat my own back. I literally believe in that. I literally believe that a small contingent of people could literally win a war. They could win a crucial battle that changes and tilts the tide of a war. I believe a small group of people are capable of that. That history, time and time and time and time and time again has shown the effectiveness of small unit cohesion. Because I'm going to put my life on the line for you in ways that a larger group where we're together, but we're not really together. There's only 10 of us. All 10 of us need each other to survive. There's only 6 of us, 7 of us. We need each other that much more. So when you have tight-knit units, when you have larger groups, you want to teach those groups to have tighter knit units within the group. So that way, once again, your small unit cohesion and then your overall unit cohesion is at its best. And then your unit effectiveness, okay, is at its highest. These are things that you can't explain to people because sometimes, once again, if they don't believe that you have their best interest in mind, they're going to treat you like the enemy. This is how they're going to do it. What do I have to do to show black people I'm way more on your side than probably 99% of these niggas that you think are on your side? I mean, when I say probably 99%, because there's a few of them who would argue there's no way you're on my team way more than 99% of these other cats. And it's like, I probably am. There's cats who I probably told I'll slap your face that I would ride for before most of the niggas that they think would fucking ride for them. And I would literally go, right now on the muscle of who I am, would stand behind my words, lose my job, my life, everything, because I'm that kind of person. These people aren't. That's why there's no friction in their life. You can't tell me you're shaking up the scene. You're doing this, you're doing that. You're not. You got no turmoil in your life. Your life is a baked potato. And you're telling me that you're the fucking reason why shit's changing? Black people got to wake up, man. Black people have to change their minds. They literally have to change. Literally. The only way that's going to happen, though, is like, I don't know. The Most High God just like decided that he's just going to wreak vengeance on the whole earth. You say, forget it. I'm not saving anybody. That, I had a thought of that. I had that thought the other night. That like, what if he doesn't come back and save anybody? What if he just says, you know what? Forget it. None of them are worth saving. Smashing everybody. And I didn't renege. Y'all did exactly what I told you not to do. And now I'm about to come back and grievously smite the earth. That's written in the scripture. So if things don't go a certain way, don't worry. There's a plan B for everything. There's a plan Bravo for everything. Everything. And this is what people don't understand. They think Demetrius is just talking about the start of the third month. No, I want you to pay attention. You've got 6 more months left in this so-called 2019. So-called fucking year. And they have been showing you that they are trying harder and harder and harder every day to push something to happen. If Trump did mass deport immigrants, would that not be a setting or at least a cobblestone to the end of the broad walls of Babylon coming the fuck down and the high gates burning in fire? Does that not at least give you mind? Right, be mindful of where you're at. And why that's so important is because the times in which you're going to be living when those things happen. Probably not going to be good weather. Could be really shitty weather. Could be at the ass end of the year, in the 8th, 9th, 10th month, where there's less day, more night. So it's actually not going to say scarier, but more dangerous to move about. It's going to be dangerous anyway. No one believes that the Most High God is going to make the earth swallow up all the blood of these unrighteous bastards, the reprobates and the apostates. Alike. Both of them alike. I laugh. People really think that I'm stupid. But I'm like, how could I be that stupid? Once again, if I'm reading this stuff and I kind of at least have a teensy bits of a grasp on it. Teensy bits. So much so to where I can open up the scripture. I was able to open up the book of Enoch and then give a parallel of the time from when King Josiah was there. Not only did I do that, but I went to the book of Joshua and did some investigating and found out that they were in the first month. Right. Understand that there are people who don't want you to see the world this way. They want you to continue seeing April as the 4th month, not the 1st, because it plays to their advantage. There's people who are still going to go Christmas shopping this year who claim to be Israelites and are going to tell you, oh, I'm just buying presents for my people. You know what I mean? Because that's what I want to do for them. Had nothing to do with Christmas, but really, they're Christmas shopping. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, well, I still got kids, and I'm not gonna deprive my children. It's like, so why couldn't you pick any fucking day out the year to do something nice for your children? You just so happen to wait till this time of the year to want to do something for the babies. You're stupid. 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 And I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I'm right, and they're wrong if they want to fucking get bunk about it. Because that's the facts. That's the cold, hard facts. And niggas can feel like, oh, man, that's going too far. What? Do you or don't you believe? Your Father in heaven did not ordain that day for you to celebrate. None of these days he's ordained for you to celebrate. Not one of them. And yet people find reasons to partake in the bullshit. It's one thing to just be somewhere and other people are partaking in festivities that you have no control over. It's another thing for you to be partaking in the festivities. St. Patrick's Day. You got a damn 4-leaf clover drawn on your face. Got everything you want, everything you wearing is green. Please. Talking about, but I don't believe in none of that stuff. Shut the fuck up. And these are the same people who don't understand. The first month was April. Can you dig it? For the first 7 days of that month, you're not supposed to eat leavened bread, which is bread that has yeast in it, bread that rises, cakes, muffins. Obviously, once again, bread that rises and anything of the nature. Now, people are like, oh, holy shit, you're not supposed to. No, you're not supposed to. The Most High God told the people that during the Passover. If you actually read the book of the Exodus, you would know that. If you actually fucking read it, though, you have to do that part. You couldn't just pick it up and just say, you know what? I read about 18 verses. I think I'm good. I think I know what's going on in the book of the Exodus now. I can go toe to toe with these pastors and these reverends and these ministers who spend nothing but their time in the scripture, memorizing it. Not that they know the Bible, not that they even know what it means, but memorizing it. And they put motherfuckers like that to shame all the time. Because they don't even know the stories to put the stories into context. Right. But I'm tripping. I'm trying to do everyone here a favor by just having them to look at the time different. Will they do themselves that much of a favor? I have no idea. I pray to God that everyone does. Look at the time differently. You don't have to do what white people tell you to do, man. Fuck. You can think for yourself. And I'm starting to realize more and more as I do this shit. A lot of these niggas really don't think for themselves. They really, like, white people still think for them, like their whole prognosis. And if anybody want to say anything different, trust me, I will point out some hardcore examples. All right, hardcore examples. They have no idea. I went through a little situation this week where my phone, it's not off, but my battery died on the phone, right? I waited till today or yesterday. I got my check, the first check from this job. Been broke for a minute. Couldn't cash the check. Have to wait till tomorrow. So I can't. So my phone's not, like, I can't buy a battery for the phone or get the phone replaced, pretty much, right? But I've gone all week with no phone. It has been peaceful. Been slightly frustrating certain times, but it's been very peaceful. Very peaceful. Been excellent. It's been lovely. But I'm still cognizant that I live in a society where people expect me to have a fucking phone. They expect that. Even though I don't have to. See what I'm saying? Because I can think for myself. Right. This is the type of shit I'm talking about. If I stopped making videos, I would be in the total right at this point. Only thing that would be wrong is because, no, actually, no, I would be in the right. I've said everything that a person should say, where my present knowledge is at, everything that a person should say, I've said. I've said it. I've said it. I've said it already. So if I stop using this witchcraft and this technology, whatever you want to call it, and I got rid of it all together, I just got rid of all the witchcraft in my house that I've accumulated, right? That still wouldn't change how you think. It wouldn't make you feel the message anymore. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I have to do it. I have to continue to do it. No matter how minuscule it seems that it is, how moot it seems it is to somebody else, I know that this effort is one that people actually need, and it'll be far too late when they actually begin to appreciate what I've done. It'll be way too late. I look forward to those days though, because then I know that the end is, like, literally right there. I keep trying to tell you, I've never told you guys this, like, outright. But I know once things in my life start to change for, like, a positive, like when, like, things start to actually change for a positive, that's when I know I need to really be aware, and be kind of like not weary and leery, but just got this feeling, Um, I've seen a lot of weird things happen in my life, and the only way I could put it is, like, every time something really good is about to happen or does happen, something crazy, inexplicable takes place soon thereafter. And nothing really, really good or great is about to take place. Um, I'm still however long out from getting my own feet totally submerged into my own ideas, where I don't have to work for other people and just work with them. Um, and literally be working with them as, like, a partner, not just working with them the stance where in my mind I know I don't work for anybody because I can just quit. But if I work at that place, then I work for that establishment, then that's just how the fuck that goes, you know. But I still consider myself working with than working for. But to discern that, I have to say that. And still, it's just a concept of, I understand where time is going because I pay attention. If people don't watch the signs of the times, they're gonna be fucked. It's just that simple. They're worried about that Friday. There's no real sports on right now. So they're just out and about, kicking it, doing their fucking thing, right? And it's only, I mean, I guess it's just, it has to like pertain to people. It has to be like, it has to percolate their interest for them to really like want to be like invested. And that's fine. Um, it's just one of those things where it's like, if y'all only knew how often I repeat the same shit over and over again. Sometimes differently, but mostly the same way, you would be baffled. You would be baffled just like I am. That people just don't stand up on their 10 toes and be like, hey man, you're full of shit right now. You know. I tell motherfuckers, go to go to one of these dudes' channels. What up, big bro? Go to one of these knuckleheads channels who talk about white supremacy all the time. And then just challenge them on a basic level. On a basic level. You feel me? Because they like to say, you know, they love to throw out that word white supremacy. So supremacy is what? Right? And then they'll try to tell you all these financial things and this, that, and the other. But like, well, so if we look up dominant to recessive, dominant is a synonym to for superior. Okay. Um, how you how you how you see things has to be on that level, because for a person to have dominant genetics and a person to have recessive genetics, yet the person who has recessive genetics established out of their mouths, not through doctrine and not through anything that they showed the world, but through their own doctrine, that they have recessive genetics, and people who look virtually totally opposite of them have dominant genetics. I'm like, why don't these guys contend these things to them? Why don't these guys contend the basic facts that your people created everything? These guys thought I was fucking around the other day when I was talking about how blacks virtually ran a lot of plantations. I don't know what part of that niggas think I'm tripping on. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Signs of the times, dog. And cats are not with them. Cats are not with them. Andre, I would tell you what's going to happen to a lot of these cats, bro. They're going to get caught with their pants down. Right on, big bro. You know, man, I'm just trying to just really just show everybody, man, you know, you can't fall for the okie doke, man. You know, you just can't fall for the okie doke. It's just too easy to fall for the okie doke. You know, it's way too easy to do that. It's almost like people want to fall for the okie doke and then claim they got okie doke. Like, and I'm like, is this nigga mentally ill or sick or something? You know what I mean? Like, hello, sister, how you doing? But you know, I really feel like that towards these cats, bro. Like, some of these niggas is really mentally ill. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm all the way wrong, but then again, maybe I'm hella right. You know, I was at work telling this dude that I work with, um, you know, that chicks are retarded when they have a missing chromosome and dudes are retarded when they have extra ones. And I was like, there's a lot of retarded people out there, man. You know, you just have to watch them, you know, and really just like really observe, like, oh, this motherfucker's retarded. Oh, love it. They're in love with the Jim Jones juice. You feel me? They're like, if it wasn't spiked with cyanide, I'd drink a second cup. You know, stupid, it's just stupid. But anyway, it's just the world that we live in. You got, you have people who don't even want to recognize that within the scripture, like I said, bro, if we just bounce around and find different instances where the month is brought up. We don't even need the day. Just tell me what month it is. We can go back to the book of Enoch and find out how much day, how much light was in the days. Then when you read about the activities that are taking place and the circumstances that are present, sometimes it becomes like, oh shit, man, that makes hella sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in a rush to go find a famine in the Bible to find out what month it was in. But I'm sure a lot of the famines took places in months where there's not a lot of day and there's a lot more night. Oh, thank you, sister. I thought it was epic too. You know, I thought it was a nice punch in the face to YouTube for taking down. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. White Heaven, the rapture that already happened, man, top 3 piece all time. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I wish I had saved. That's one of the ones I didn't save, and I'm sad about it. Like, they could delete everything now. Like, YouTube could delete this account. I'll just remake it. But White Heaven, the rapture that already happened, oh my goodness, I'm so sad. Like, I'm actually like a little sad when I think about that. I'm like, man. Yes, you guys, I do think about that still. Sometimes I'm like, damn it, I wish I had saved that video because there were so many epic pieces in that. You know, appreciate you, bruh. But there were some epic moments in that. And there were some epic moments. Like the part where I broke down the Franks, them being enslaved by the Romans, them eventually enslaving the Romans, okay? And then becoming the impersonating the Romans, impersonating a whole bunch of other different groups, eventually coming to America, enslaving now, using the same tactics that the Romans used on them, right, to bring them within, they used to amalgamate with the Aboriginal and indigenous people on this land, bring another foreign group of people to the land, enslave them as well. Can you follow me for one moment? These same people are infatuated with the foreign black people that they brought here because a lot of them have in their bloodlines the same very genome. Thank you very much. And a whole lot of them know it to this day. And when I speak on the tragic mulatto, see, I couldn't go into it yesterday because I really don't want them to take that video down. But the tragic mulatto, the tragic quadroon, the tragic octoroon, the tragic I wish I was a nigga is the white boy who so badly wants to be one. But we ain't going to talk about his monkey ass no more. We're going to keep it pushing. See, the start of this month, June, the days weren't as long as they are now. I paid attention. And just how y'all be like, how can you pay attention? Because I'm normally up when the bright starts and when it stops. And I normally go to sleep at emotion when it's in the middle of no more bright, and I get up before the bright comes. And I only sleep so many hours. So I can pretty much figure out, and now if we know that an hour and a half is a part, we know that 6 parts is 6 times a third, so 3 of them is pretty much like 2. So it's like 8 hours, pretty much. No, I lied. 3. So 8, 9, almost 10 hours. Almost 10 hours. There we go. Still, point is this. If there was 6 parts of the day, now follow me. This is so epic because the 24-hour day I'm sure, is based on these parts. Like they broke down the parts to even finer parts, if that makes sense. You get me? Because there's no way that they can dictate and justify a 24-hour period. It's not justifiable. It's not justifiable. A 24-hour period is. Look, listen to what I'm saying. Everybody has seen the days be longer and the nights shorter, and vice versa. They've also seen the in-between functions. They've seen all that. So how can there be 24 hours in the day that don't correspond with the day and the nighttime? Think about what I'm saying for a minute. Really think about that. How do the hours of the day not correspond with the sun and the moon? They should. They should. Right. That's why daylight savings makes no sense. Because even when you take the hour away or give the hour, okay, you're still not accommodating for the proper percentage of what one part is compared to what 1 hour is. So to give it an hour is you didn't even give it a part. You'd have to give it 2 hours, 3 hours to actually show the motion of the sun to the moon, but they don't want you to see the relationship of the sun to the moon because then you would know. Man. Anyway. They try so hard to get people to be so invested in this society, into this world, into the shit that's going on, that most folks will listen to what I'm saying and ignore it. It doesn't mean anything to them. It's just a bunch of gibberish, gobbledygook, as they say. That's unfortunate. It really is, because I feel like what I'm laying down right now is like yeah, it's not going to change uh, uh, tomorrow for you, but it could change the rest of this year, how you look at the year. It could change how you treat next year. It could change how you look at your time, how you treat your time. It could change all of that. So if I sleep 2 parts of the day, right, because there's 18 parts in a day, right, I still have 16 parts altogether. I mean, you know what I mean? For the day and the night, for the whole period. Because one period is day and night. Right. No shit. So this is why even in the beginning of the creation, right? You have to understand then it's even more epic that you understand then. So if we're coming into the very beginning, the Most High God started the world where there was more sun and less moon. And he did this so that way, once again, as I say, whatever people call evolution, because there's a certain evolution to it, right on. The Well, you could say that the sun and the moon didn't start like that. You could argue that it didn't happen like that until what's it called? Today, whatever day the fruit comes up. But you could argue that there's no definitive month. Who knows? I'm going to say that there is. I'm going to say that that's the first month. I'm going to say that the 7 days are a literal 7 days. Can you dig it? Which is why he wants you for 7 days during the first month, the Passover, to do what he asked you to do, which is to not eat leavened bread. Why you're not supposed to eat leavened bread and what yeast does to the body, not totally sure. I still haven't figured that one out. I scratched my head on it a lot. I still believe that sulfur dioxide is what killed the Egyptians. Can't prove it. Still my belief. Uh, um, to saying that would mean that the spirit of death that came was sulfur dioxide or acted as sulfur dioxide, because the things that they ate and that they placed over their house were natural repellents for the sulfur dioxide. Come on. Can you dig it? However, first month, it's not the third month, it's the first month, right? This third month, though, You're 12 to 6. Your first month, you're 10 to 8. So even if you looked at it like that, you could say, yeah, the Bible started like that. But by the time you get to the people, we're for sure, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is about to be like summertime popping in a little bit. If 7 days go by, you have a period of time that's indistinguishable from creation itself. And then Adam, Amun, Ish, whatever people like to call him, he's created, the first man with the soul. With him is created as a woman who's a mystery woman. I believe that the Talmudic priests have given her the name of Lilith. That may not be her original name. In the Septuagint, it identifies this character as Isha, clarifying that both of their names were Adam at a given point in time. Going forward, going forward, even though Ish and Isha, you could argue as Adam and Eve, you could argue that Ish and Isha are actually Adam and Lilith. But we won't go there. However, these time periods are important because we must know when these things happen. Do people not realize in the first month things jumped off? Well, coming back, you know, Arphazad, not Arphazad, but Shem has his first children. You know, Arphazad being the main bloodline that we're worried about. First month being once again this month of April. So he's what you would call a spring baby. We would have to go and read. I would have to go and read and see what month they claim. It doesn't actually say when. I don't think it actually says what month the Jesus guy is born. But if it did clarify, right, we would be able to say what month it is for sure. Now, scientists believe that September 11th is closer to the actual date. Escribe put us on game a long time ago. I did what he told us to do when he made that video all those years ago, which was to go look all the stuff up. I did that. And yeah, see, when he's born, there's no indication to the time. You follow what I'm saying? If April's the first month, the 5th month would be September in our understanding. So the Messiah would have been born in the 5th month of the year. Okay. Just throwing that out there. Once again, you're not doing harvest in the wintertime. Even greater than all that. Because we're not going to worry about them not giving us a time period. Just look at how the structuring of time is not so important in the New Testimony as it is in the Old Testament. By as much as so, we don't actually know when these events took place, but they isolate specific events at specific times. So this is another reason why when people go back and look for certain things in history, they don't find them because you're looking for the wrong place and time. You would have to, once again, recalibrate your understanding to what the book of Enoch has said, then go back and look from the understanding of the book of Enoch, and then look for the same events in history at a different time. And you may find what you're looking for. It all makes sense to me why none of the events are lined up, why even some of the years are off. Because if the months are different, how are the years not going to be different after a while? Right, y'all. I'm just throwing it out there. So even if it says 2019, That doesn't mean anything. Means nothing. Means nothing. They can't actually prove any of the. I want y'all to understand this, and this is gonna fuck you up. They can't actually prove, other than them saying it, that any of the years that they want us to believe people did things are the years that they actually took place. Other than the time that you were alive, other than the time that you were alive and that another person can verify and vouch for. That's it. But if you actually weren't there, you really can't speak on it. That's what makes it so special. Right? Who knows how many years black people have actually been in this country? Who knows how many years extra these fucking wicked ass white people? I mean, once again, it's just a number, sister. But it's a number that they're used to because they tried to worship the sun while going by a lunar calendar, if that makes sense. Nobody knows what year it is, but the Most High really, if we read the scripture and try to closely follow it, we'll have an idea of how old the earth is, but the earth is only a handful of thousands of years old. You know, for real. If you read certain Bibles, like Schofield will try to make you believe that the earth is only 6,000 years old. That's just completely untrue. The earth is older than that. Just when you look at the time periods from when Adam was born to when the flood happened, there's thousands of years between that period of time. Thousands. So, and I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, the bona fides to that statement is that Noah was 500. Listen, Noah was 501 if you want to be technical, when the flood started. Right. But he was 500. So follow me. That's half of 1,000 years right there. When you go back and you do all the timelines between the years that people were, how old they were to how old somebody was, right? When they're born, you'll have all the proper times. It's a couple thousand years though, for sure. Maybe even a little more than that. Point is this. The point is this. There's no way that a person is going to get me to believe that the ancestors who lived at a longer time ago than we did, at a point in time where they were much closer related to understanding the functions of how time works, a person can't get me to believe that the time frame that we're in now is the right one. It's just, there's no way. There's no way. 2019 is the year that we know it to be because it's what we've been told. And that's what I'm going back to is like, we've been told all these things, but we need to be able to verify ourselves based on what we know, based on what the world says, because we can see it. We're interacting with it. You know. Trying to think, what else do I got for you? Whew, I'm tired. Excuse me, I should have covered my mouth. That was so rude. So tired. What else do I got? I've been up forever. What else do I got? Oh my goodness. Trying to think. Give me something, because I don't got nothing. I'm dried up. I'm like a dry raisin. I waited all week to get to June 21st. Just so I can talk about this sorry ass day being the possible start of the third month. Literally, I waited from the first time I brought up the solstice till now. Like, and I was tired. I didn't want to come home and do anything. I was like, I just want to go to sleep. But I know I have to do this. I'm gonna do my little update tomorrow. Can't wait to talk about the attempted forced deportation of all these migrants. Can't wait to talk about just my man D Treasy in general. Overall D Treasy condition and where I think he stands once again with this whole 2020 re-election bid, or if there's even going to be anything like that. I mean, God forbid a war starts, like a real one. You know, you just suspend the writ of habeas corpus. Uh, blah 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 blah. Like I said, man, I've been saying for years, but like I've pointed out all the major places that some shit's gonna jump off at. Iran being. I said I've been saying Iran for a minute, but a lot of people would have tried to say somewhere else, but I've been saying Iran for a hot second. Iran is one of them. China's the other one. But the real dark horse is Africa. I'm trying to tell y'all, if there's an explosion of extremism or whatever on the continent, and all these different factions and parties call themselves wanting to quell it the way that they best see fit, all it takes is one accidental, purposeful, whatever, shot fire that kills the wrong person. That's it. That's it. You know, uh, these people are messing with foolishness that they don't understand. They really are. I'm about to close it up here in a second, but they're dealing with forces that they have no idea. None. Can anybody tell me the purpose of the intercalary days? I'm going to answer my own question. I will, because I want to. It's to rend the seasons. You pay attention to what days the intercalary days come. Months they come in, you'll understand they are the seasons. Those are the actual months of the season, not the months we've been told. Come on. See, following the lunar cycle, you can have 28 days in a month because the moon has 28-day month. It has one of those. Following the solar cycle, you can't because the sun completes his execution perfectly all the time. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about right now? You can't have 364 days and also accommodate for the moon. It doesn't make sense. This is another reason why the days are fucked up. Man, I'm so tired of these dudes. They're so bastards. They're fucking bastards. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready to call it an end because I could talk about this forever. How wrong the time being wrong just makes everything so messed up. It makes everybody's mindset messed up. It makes how they interpret situations messed up. You know, and then it makes it even more difficult to want to share that type of information with a person because they make it hard on you. Like, how are you going to make it hard for me to share information with you, about something that you may not even be aware of? That's like you go to the doctors to see what's wrong with you because you obviously don't know what's wrong, and then the doctor's telling you what's wrong, and then you're like, bullshit, doc, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And he's like, okay, clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Clearly you're right. So, but you go ahead and go to another doctor then, right? And then you let them tell you something different. Hope they tell you something different. But Because I'm a homeopathic, I'm a holistic doctor, right? You feel me? I don't believe in giving you all the other shit. I believe in giving you the natural remedies. It don't taste as good. It don't feel as good. It don't look as good. I don't sound as cool. All that shit, right on, as the other people. I'm not them. So, but what I'm attempting to do is just like you going to any holistic, any homeopathic place, right on, for remedy. Is that I'm trying to give you something natural and normal. These are just words on the page. I'm not asking nobody to buy nothing or to donate or do nothing like that. They're just words on the page. And just like everybody does when they don't want to listen to me, just leave. You know, nobody fucking putting a gun to nobody's head. You know what I'm saying? But they're just words on the page. That's it. I didn't make the words up. I didn't create the words or the conditions for the words that have been written or said or put forth. All I'm doing is reading them. So a person can only be so frustrated or angry with me. You want to be mad? Be mad at the fallen angels or be mad at Enoch or whatever. But let your frustrations of me, let those go because I've done nothing to you. But try to make it to where you understand the environment that you're in better. And if you don't think understanding the environment that you're in better is helpful, then fuck it. You're right. You're right. I wasted my time. But if understanding your environment is important and crucial on any level, then at least say, you know what, Demetrius? Okay, bro, there's some merit to that. I should want to know what actual month I'm in. I should want to know closer to what real day it is. I should want to know that. That should be important to me. So that way, when I want to do the Passover, I can keep the so-called Passover because in my mind, I've stayed closest to the understanding of when the days were created and they started. Right. But a person can't even see I'm trying to do that for them. I have to spell it out. That's bullshit. That I have to spell it out. That's bullshit. And people be wondering why I get so frustrated because it's like, dude, I have to like literally say like verbatim what I mean. Like I can't even let a person's imagination run wild because it's like they don't have one. Once again, sister, these are people with way more subs than me. Way more subs. A lot of the cats you've seen come in, go out, come in and go out are those dudes. You know, they might hear something for 20 seconds. They've heard enough. Just to come and look at me and listen to what I'm saying, it's enough. What's the word I'm looking for? They're more at contention with themselves than what they're really at odds with themselves more than what I'm saying. Because more and more and more and more and more, the things that I'm saying are happening and are coming true. And more and more and more and more and more, these guys are changing their tones. You follow what I'm saying? I haven't had to change my tone. I haven't had to. I've just changed my approach at certain things. But I haven't changed, my tone is the same. These guys have changed their tone about certain things altogether. Altogether. You go and listen to some of these guys' videos from a year ago, they're talking about their Africans, brothers and sisters. A year later, they're on some ADOS shit. So it's like, I mean, I'm not saying I don't take them serious, but I can only take them so serious because I understand how wishy-washy, flip-floppy they are. You know, once again, I told you guys the real reason why I never got behind that whole movement was because I felt like low-key I started it. And I will always say that. I will never deviate from that. I told you guys that when the shit first came out. I'll tell you that now. And any one of those motherfuckers want to tell me that I'm wrong, we can go back years ago, to where your boy's talking about our people as descendants of slaves, what we've done for this country, how we're different from everybody. Even the black people that were already here that we've been enslaved with. Thank you very much. I did that all by myself. And was unabashed to do it, and still am unabashed. One of my first great pieces that I was doing pictures with was Death of a Doctrine. I want to say it's the fourth one. All black isn't black. Oh, received with much hate. Will receive with much hate and scorn and dislike. But here we are now, almost 3 years later, and people have folded. People have folded like wet blankets. Where now they're all not the same. And some of the things that I point out that make us different, they're riding the coattail on even harder because they're realizing, oh shit, even though bro sounds like he's out there, this nigga's rooted in a sound logic. They can't even explain the things that I'm explaining from a scientific point of view like I do. Yet they think they're more intelligent than me. What kind of sense does that make? You have cats who want to ride with me all the way, but they won't because they have affiliations with other characters and people who, some of them I've put the hot sword to, but they asked for it. I didn't do that because I was being mischievous or anything like that. Okay, it wasn't to be malicious. It was somebody said that they felt that other people on this planet were more sought after than black people, and I strongly disagree. I will contend, I will say this till I'm blue on my face, and I don't turn blue, but I'll say it till I'm gray in the face, because black people do turn gray when they die. Demetrius, Antoine Jones, cannot stress enough. The black people who are here in this country, the black people that are around this world, who have similar and certain features, are the most sought after people, the most exotic people on earth. There's no question to it. Not even a thought in my mind. The dumbass had the fucking audacity to say that mixed people were the most exotic. And I fucking want, if I could have jumped through the monitor and just put my fucking hands on him, I would have yammed it with everything I had. And like one of those, I'm hitting you so hard, you feel like it's a fight to the death type fucking punch. Like I'm going to blast you that hard. Because for you to say that means that you've totally antiquated, made obsolete, rendered to no thing the fact that all those mixed people have black blood. So who's exotic? Is it the mixed person or is it the black person in this motherfucker? Come on, man. Come on, man. People saying shit like that. And since I jumped all down his throat. He knows I did. He'll never deny that I didn't do that. Since I did that, that man, I won't say his name, but he changed his whole fucking tone. Changed his whole fucking tone. Changed his whole fucking tone. Changed it all. These grown ass niggas know I'm not playing with them. If somebody says something to me, like directed to me, I know. Like whenever I hear my guy Cerulean speak to me, when you bring up 1619 to 2019, I know you're talking about me. I know you're talking to me. Right on. I know you can't once again shout me out like that because niggas might fucking hate on you and be like, why is this nigga even a mod on your channel? But they don't realize it's because I'm impartial and unbiased. And I actually love my people. So much of the fact that I'm suffering for them right now. Somebody that they would call one of our African brothers and sisters. Come on. But these niggas would never put their ass on the line like that. Oh, they don't have to. They can be mad about it when I said the black man's mixed offspring is the tragic mulatto. They can feel however the fuck they want to feel, sis. Okay? Because I told them the truth. the other day. And ain't nobody go, I told him the truth shit a long time ago when we was talking about fucking Nancy Eisenberg. And that was last year. Really? That was actually last year. Wow, it's been that long. You see what I'm saying? So we're going so far into it all. These cats don't even realize like they're a year behind. I mean, they're more than a year behind me, but just on what I'm talking about, they're a year behind. They can't even see that everything I said is exactly how it happened. Sis, how could there possibly be, follow me for a second, how could there possibly be more mixed people than quadroons or octoroons when the favorable mating personnel would have been somebody who was less black? So if you're a quarter, you're going to be far more desirable than somebody who's half, way more desirable than somebody who's full. But yet, I'm tripping. You feel me? You feel me? Thomas Jefferson had a bunch of octoroon kids that they consider black. These kids aren't black, but the white man, follow me, the real, I told y'all earlier in this video, the white dude who knows that he has black, Roman, and Grecian ancestors are the real tragic fucking octoroon things, all right? It's like a sick game. This is a sick-ass game we're watching play. It is a sick, vicious game we're watching play out. It's vicious. It's cold. It's cold. I wish I had popcorn and rent paid for the rest of my life so I could just eat popcorn and just watch how this shit is going to play out, because it is crazy. It is fucking crazy. You're talking about, you have a literal group of people who I can prove for a fact have black ancestry in their blood. For a fact. We're smart enough to keep a certain percentage of their people pure blood so that way they can dilute those genetics. They've been passing on quarter breed, part breed genetics for thousands of years. Listen to me. It's why they're so predisposed to wanting to be around you. They have to act like they don't want to be around you. The enmity that they have for you, the hatred that they have for you, is because they're not you. Could you imagine? I know this is a crazy one. Could you imagine if the Most High God did the whole thing the opposite way, where the people who had dominant features and dominant everything were in charge like white people are right now, and white people were the people who, that like they are right now with recessive features and recessive everything, being treated like black people? But everything would be justified. You're literally recessive, weak. You're not supposed to be here. It would be justified to treat them like that. And they know it. How do you think the Romans and the Grecians treated them? Huh? Where do you guys think hazing comes from? White people didn't create hazing. They had to show themselves valiant, true enough to the Romans, to the Grecians, to the Etruscans, to the Mycenaeans, to all those groups in the Mediterranean. When the book of Chronicles speaks on the Troglodytes, and the Troglodytes were a group of people. Oh, they're not Gentiles. Well, they're not called Gentiles. So even if they are Gentiles, they're a specific group of Gentiles who are named. But I'm going to say that they're not, and they're a different caste of people. Different caste of Middle Earth are all together, but I think they're Gentiles, but I'm just going to say that they're not. These same Troglodytes come en masse, so much so to help overthrow Judah, that they're innumerable. They can't even count these people. Do you think I think all those troglodytes are white guys? No, of course not. Do I think some of them were white people? For sure. For sure. But do I think they're the same cave beast eating raw blood and whatever, straight savage barbarian? Some of them, maybe, not all of them. Have a hard time believing that. Have a hard time believing highly civilized, but a highly structured empire, such as the Egyptian empire, would have so freely allowed barbarians to run amok with them around anything like that. I have a hard time believing that. What's more believable is that they were what you would call civilized savages. Okay. As I heard a rapper say in a song the other day, a righteous heathen, if there's a such thing. Anyway, point is this. Those same dirty bastards that were under the Romans and the Grecians, that were white people, were hazed horribly. A lot of the things that they do to you now is because it happened to them from people that you're actually related to. Right. The Greeks, the real Greeks, and the real Romans, if you're real black people, you're really from the seed of Abraham, you're related to them, whether you knew that or not. And I've stressed this to you a whole bunch of times. Sem didn't just have one brother, he had two. Okay? When you read the term Gentile, the reason why I say that all Gentiles aren't white is because Japheth is black. So we can automatically presume that some of the Gentiles we're reading about are Middle Earthers that Japheth has had direct contact with. Now, I know I've deviated so far from my initial lesson, but because I'm here, I'm going to talk about it. Japheth is the red bull out of the book of Enoch, as was Abel, as was one Haran, okay, or Aran, brother of Abraham. Why I'm pointing this out to you is because the Gentile is going to be symbolic of the blood sacrifice that is needed to make you prosper, and to make you, what's the word I'm looking for? Presentable again to the Most High God. I'm gonna have to really look for it. There's a spot in the scripture where the Most High explains, I'm going to slaughter all of them for you. Almost says it just like that. It's crazy. Like, nobody can tell me that the Most High God didn't make it clear, like, I'm killing the Gentiles. Maybe not every single one of them to the man, but I'm killing the Gentiles. He gonna kill the nations too. He gonna get Israel. He gonna get everybody. But he's like, I'm gonna get the Gentiles. And it's symbolic because Abel never had a bloodline. Japheth's bloodline becomes the Gentiles. And Aran, brother of Abraham, his children end up becoming eventually the Moabites and the Ammonites. The reason why I point this out, how appropriate would it be for the Most High God to surround his people, who he says are few in number, surround them by many Gentiles, so that way he can execute his vengeance? Right. Right. This is why all these people here in America can't be Israelites. That's why all the guys in South America, all the other places can't be Israelites. Right. The true number of actual Israelites is way smaller than people think it is. I keep trying to tell niggas, some of these dudes are Ammonites, some of these dudes are Moabites, Evites, Ardukites. Can you dig it? Canaanites. You feel me? Egyptians, Philistines, Nubians, Cushites. Damn it. Some of these people are the same races that you've been reading about. When they try to say that, oh, those races don't exist anymore, for thousands of years, they've been under the fucking gun. Nobody remembers who they are anymore. And the people who've been claiming that they are a certain group, a lot of them have had their credibility questioned by the same dirty ass white people who can't even verify their actual origins on the planet. It's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy. It's madness. And this is why white heaven, oh man, the end of You feel me? The rapture that already happened. Man, that when I say I explained that thoroughly, what I just was just talking to you guys about, I explained that during that. Once again, if anybody has that video saved, I need that. I need that sent to me ASAP stat so I can re-upload that shit. I need that. Oh my goodness, I need it. Yeah. The more I think about it, the more sure I am. Um, one of my best works ever. I incorporate everything into that. Bible, history, science, everything. Everything that you could talk about is in that one video. And it was very well structured. Because you guys know I get all spaghetti, get all over the place. You know, I'm not sloppy, but I seem disorganized to people, but it's like the information is just flowing to me. And as one thing hits me, another thing might hit me. And then as all those things hit me, and then I'm overwhelmed by this even bigger picture. And it's like, it is really, really difficult to channel all those thoughts sometimes, you know. And then it's like, I think people just think it's easy, you know, because I just talk so fluidly. But it's actually not easy to speak like this. There's a lot of guys who write down what they're going to say and they practice it all week and then they say it out and they recite it till they're pretty much perfect, right? And they might caveat and deviate a little bit here and there to make it sound a little more authentic. But there's a lot of guys that write out what they're going to say. That's another reason why you don't see some of their faces, okay? Because they have a little script or little cue cards, you know, to make sure that they don't lose their place. I don't do that. This is why I lose my place all the time, because I'm thinking as I'm speaking to you. And I might have a thought that is totally unrelated, but is in conjunction with what I'm speaking on. So I have to bring it to bear. Now, that's not always easy to do because I can't expect you to go from talking about damn steak and potatoes to talking about aliens in outer space. You know, because that's not fair. I hear you, bro, but it's still confusing nonetheless, man. And I appreciate that to the fullest. I really do, bro. You know, greatly appreciated, flattered, man. But you know, I do know I confuse people. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody who's not used to talking to me or not used to hearing how I speak, I know I can confuse them because I go from one thing to another thing to another thing to come all the way back to the initial thing. And I know some people are like, he just talked about 5 or 6 different things to bring that together. And I don't see how the other 4 things have to do with the first one. Or the 5 things have to do with the first one, depending on how many different things I use. And I always feel like there's going to be people who get it, you know. By default, I always say, you know, Tammy, Martin, Steve, and obviously you, Andre, you know what I mean, are like you 4 are for sure understand me better than anybody else listening. You know, like just understand me in general, just how I speak, how I talk, you know. So it's like, even if I say something that might sound like a little off, you guys know to let me finish and let me go all the way through my actions, all the way through my points, you know. That's it. But that's what I'm saying, though, sister. You guys know to let me, like, it's like telling a complicated story, you know. My story about Clyde the other day. A lot of people don't appreciate my Clyde story, but that was a very thoughtful story I put together for Mr. Clyde, R.I.P. Because I'm sure there was a couple of Clydes who could have passed for white who got laid out during the Civil War. I'm saying they don't appreciate Clyde because they can't see Clyde because they don't want to be Clyde. They don't want to imagine Clyde. Right on? Maybe they are Clyde in this life right now. You see what I'm talking about? And they can't take that because they understand that I'm doing everything that he just said. I avoid black people. I don't disclaim my people. I claim my people, but I avoid them at all costs, like the fucking plague. People like that. I embrace black people. I speak to all black people. You know what I'm saying? Love black people. I really do. Love Middle Earth dudes. Love all of them. Some of them I can't stand. I can't stand some of the so-called people. But I love all these people. You know what I'm saying? I don't love my enemies. I hate those that hate me. I love those that love me. If you say you love Meech and show Meech love, Meech is going to show you love right back. No matter what. No matter what. No matter what. And that's the difference between what I'm trying to convey to these brothers and sisters who do listen and these other guys who don't ever say this right here. They have a whole bunch of huff and puff and this, that, and the other, but they don't really ever level and like tell the people like, yo, like I really care about y'all. Like y'all don't know, like I care about y'all so much that today my first thing that I wanted to do when I got home was drive to Walmart and try to have my and try this other Walmart to cash my check. But I said, you know what? I'll hold off on that. I'll just let it go, and hopefully I'll be able to do it tomorrow, right? And then also when I sat down, I said, you know what? It's time to just sit down, man, and just talk to my people. And I wanted to do the weekly update first. Then I said, nah, forget that, bump that. I want to talk about Enoch, and I want to talk about today, because today is supposed to be supposedly the longest day of the year, or the start of the longer days. And that's a 31-day cycle. And I just want people to realize, man, like, you know, that's a blessing to be able to say, you know what, Meech, as opposed to thinking that July 11th is the 11th day, we can say that July 12th is actually the 31st day, right on, of the third month. Now, of course, you have to keep up with the days and not get behind. You get me? But that is going to be, that for me, that's going to be fun. That's going to be an exciting thing all in itself. It's going to be good at learning how to gauge what part of the day I'm in based on what time of the day it is. So then that way I start to know what part of the day I'm in altogether. See what I'm saying? And I'm no longer worried about 24 hours. I'm just like, okay, I'm in the 6th part of the day, the 7th part of the day, or I'm in the 4th part of the night. You know what I mean? Because I've been up all night or whatever, right? 5th part of the night because I've been up all night or something like that. I just want to be able to get to that point where I can almost gauge. And I know that at one point in time, our ancestors were that good. I know they could. I know it. I know it. There's no doubt in my mind. And I want to get to that stage. I want to get to that level. I think that's something to work towards that may give me more insight, may give me better insight. This is why I encourage you guys to do it, because I don't know how your minds work, but I just encourage you to do anything that makes you think, that, you know, that propels thought through both of your ears. See, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, but what about when, but what about when the day is 12 parts and not 8 parts? You see what I'm saying? You know, like, I want to know. You know what I mean? I don't have a sundial, so it's like I'm gonna have to be able to look up at the sky, even when there's no sun out. You follow what I'm saying, sister? I want to get that good at it, where I can just go outside, I can look at the clouds, I can see where the sun is at in the clouds, in the position of the sky, and say, okay, it's roughly this many parts of the day. But also based on my internal clock, line my internal clock up with the parts of the day and really get good at it. I mean, that's a goal, but that is my goal, though. You know, I'm gonna work for it. You know, and I'm gonna work at it, and we're winning. We're winning right now, y'all. Just in case you guys didn't hear me say it earlier, 12 days out from the ERPO being lifted, they may attempt to try to screw me over in court, but I'm not worried about that, because here in the next few months, I will have a lawyer. My lawyer will be putting the full court press on both Pierce and King County, respectively, the Tacoma Police Department and the courthouse. and the Seattle Police Department and the courthouse and the King County Sheriff Department. There's going to be so many different factions who are about to get sued, hit up. I really do see a settlement coming in the soon future. If the world has to last more than if the world lasts more than 5 years, your boy's going to be paid. Believe that. So the world has to end in sooner than 5 years for me to not get. I'm gonna. It's like it's pretty much guaranteed that I'm gonna get paid. Like, you guys know how I told you, like, I've never lost a case and I didn't plan on losing these ones. Like, I haven't lost them yet. I haven't won them yet, but I'm this close to winning. This close to, okay, there's nothing in the end. We have to just pretty much let it go and let them off papers. Right. Nothing. This close. When I get to hit their asses with these lawsuits, when I get to speak on how the situation hampered my ability to not only effectively pursue my passport, right on, but pursue what's the word I'm looking for? To pursue interest that not only pertain to myself, but a larger group of people in mass. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. There's not one, not two, but 3 judges who have to explain their behavior. They're not going to be in the comfort of their own judicial system to be able to do that. I'm praying that some of these judges who see each other, went to college, screwed boyfriends or girlfriends over, or screwed them literally, and have beefs and grudges out of this world. I'm praying for a worst case scenario for these people. Really am. Really am. And I don't want one of these some bitches to die before they can get their fucking day in court. I don't want none of them to die. Nope. Nope. Not like the old bastard who let him in here did. He ain't worth nothing. He ain't got no money to give anyway. So suing him would be pointless and purposeless. But for everybody who's still alive, they've got something to lose. Can you dig it? As I suck my teeth, can y'all dig it? They've all got something to lose. Every last one of them. And I'm going to make sure I get as many of these people in here to tax their asses as possible. See, your professors, your people who hold reins, right on. Your guys who do their own vlogs and all these kinds of shit, right? Those guys won't say that. They can't say that. Most of them ain't had a problem in years. When they deal with the police officers, it's yes, officer. No, officer. Have an excellent day, officer. Oh, I will. Those are the type of motherfuckers that get on the internet talking about white supremacy needs to go down, needs to die. Same type of nigga, when he get pulled over by the cops, starts sucking dick and kissing ass. Oh, faggot ass nigga. Oh, faggot. Oh, faggot. Poop butt, scoop head faggot. And got the nerve to get on the internet, not show their face for the most part, and tell you about what it is that you need to do. Right on? They'll say that they only need a certain dedicated mass and number of black people. Well, here's the question. Which number of black people are fit and in shape, ready to go fight a war right now? Most of the guys in prison. But a lot of the guys I'm talking about down the dudes in prison. They down them. So those are a large number of your warriors done. Boom, right there, out the way. And not every single person in prison is an evil murderer monster. Some of them are really good people. Just unfortunate things happen. So who else then is your next to soon to be? It would be your athletes who are super duper mega paid. They're not about to fight for you. Then after that, it's your blue collar workers. But some of these guys down the blue collar workers, right? Some of them try to galvanize those guys, but a lot of them down them. And some of the blue collar workers aren't in shape. So really, your real warrior class, you can't even distinguish them because you don't know who the fuck they are. The only active warriors are the guys that you put down called Pookie and Ray Ray. Ain't that something? Right? And then have the nerve and audacity to praise and extol those who are making a certain living wage and income in this country, but a whole lot of them happen to be out of shape or have a job working directly under white people. So not only are they exactly the same type of fucking bootlick, butter biscuit chasing, coon sellout, whatever you want to call them, or they're unfit for service. And they're mad at me for pointing these little things out. All the fallacies and the things that they say. I hope they tighten their shit up, because that's what they seem to do when they listen to me. They get mad because I'm right, but then they tighten their shit up normally. So I'm hoping that when cats hear this one, because they're going to hear it, there's going to be somebody who's in their immediate circle who tell them all about it. I hope that they tighten their shit up. For real. Because it's sad to see. Because if Meech had 1,000 subs, I could change the whole fucking setting on YouTube. I could change it all. If I had 10,000, they'd shut me down. Okay? They wouldn't. I couldn't get more than 10,000. They wouldn't let it happen, dog. Y'all got to understand. Your boy, Professor True, Professor Black Truth, about a week ago, he said the funniest thing. He compared me to Don Imus. Now, for y'all who don't know who Don Imus is, Don Imus was like this. You can't really call him like a dating coach or dating guru, but he was more like an advice and consultant for men who were looking to be in relationships. And he was like one of the first guys, like you could really argue like what this red pill stuff is. You could argue Don Imus is the first legitimate red pill dude. You could argue that. I've been knowing about Don Imus since I was 15. They wouldn't even know that. Don Imus is from Washington. He's in Washington, okay? I've been knowing about Don Imus since I was 15. But would they know that? Fuck no. Let me keep it pushing. That's almost half my life just to throw that out there. He compares me to a guy who he called a tastemaker. And he said tastemakers are normally way ahead of the curve, right? And they pretty much set up the things that other people talk about. So I said, and he said the influencers, he considered himself an influencer, right? He said the influencers take the ideas of the tastemakers and they pretty much put it out there. So I say to myself, so I'm not an influencer, I'm a tastemaker, but I'm influencing the influencer. So how am I not the influencer overall? Right. Thank you very much. Your mans ain't tripping. Your boy ain't tripping. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm filthy. Okay? I'm filthy. As I would say, normally being disrespectful towards something, but I'm going to say it just like this. Filthy, nasty, disgusting. In that order. And that's normally how I say it. And I love saying that one. That's my one. Whenever somebody's pissing you off or you see something atrocious, say that from now on. That's filthy, nasty, disgusting. That's filthy, nasty, disgusting. In that order. It just makes you feel better. It really does. Oh, and I'm filthy, nasty, and disgusting to these niggas. In that order to these niggas. And I love it. And I love it. And I love it. Because they can't stop it. If they could, they would. If they could really shut me down, they would. But they're too afraid of losing the insight. They're more afraid of losing the insight than they are of shooting their still and coming out wrong. Just like that, sister. In that order. Filthy, nasty, disgusting. I forget who taught me that. But I was doing something one day, and the activity that I was involved in was unbecoming to the person. And they told me what I was doing was filthy, nasty, and disgusting in that order. Just like that. I've never forgotten. Yes. I take my lumps like a champion. When I first heard that, I didn't think it was so funny. Didn't like it. Not at all. But over a decade later, yeah, it's funny to me. And I like it. I love it. Love it. Adore it. Hold it near and dear to me. It's very important. Don't ever forget my people as I get ready to get off this and give y'all the rest of your night. Well, you could leave me anytime, so I'm not giving you anything, but allow myself the rest of my night, if I will. If you will, allow me that. Uh, we're in a time where people are not going to want to believe anything. Nothing you say is going to be worth anything. Nothing you do is going to be worth anything. What have you done for me lately is going to soon enough become an irrelevant phrase. Doesn't matter what you've done for me lately. Doesn't even matter what you're doing for me now. Because these people don't know what they want. Did you hear me? Doesn't matter what you're doing for me lately. Doesn't matter what you're doing for me now. Because these people don't know what they want. Just that simple. How you gonna not know what you want? Black people, brothers and sisters. We got a whole whopping whatever closer it is to 2 minutes, and then I'm out of here at 8:30, maybe 8:31. Two things we got to keep in mind. Our enemies are more afraid now than ever. They've never had more fear. Ever. They've never had more fear. You've never been able to stoke more fear into them than you have at this point in your life. Did I tell you to stop paying your rent? No. I told you to divest. Give up the things in this culture, in this society that you think are so great and so epic. What good are reparations if the money has no value? What? But silver and gold is always silver and gold, baby. Can you feel me? I need something. If you're talking about tangibles, if that's what we're going to talk about, I need something that doesn't lose its value, okay? Because it's not backed by a fucking thing. I need something real. And I don't want something with a bunch of faces of the people who we accuse of oppressing our people for such a long time on it. I don't want that. Give me the silver, give me the gold, give me the uranium, give me the plutonium, give me all the rice, give me all the beans, give me all the nuts, give them all here, give me all the berries, okay? Give me everything. Give me everything. Fuck your dollars. Give me the wood, okay? All right, give me the zinc. All right, give me the nickel, give me the chrome. I want it. And then after that, I want my pound of flesh for every generation, for every person that's been lost. I want my pound of flesh for them too. Fucking talk about fuck the check. Cut your throat, bitch, and I'll feel better right now. Look, I'm gonna say this, and if they take this bitch out, I don't give a fuck. If every white person woke up and killed themselves tomorrow, that would be just like reparations. Did you hear me? If they all just deaded themselves out and just killed themselves, that would be like reparations right then and there. Bam. You don't owe me shit. You're all gone. Fuck them. I said it. Fuck them. I said some shit you won't ever hear another nigga say. And if you do, trust me, that means that he's with the shit in, or she is. That's the truth. If they fucking all fell on the sword right now, I'm dead ass serious. If they all died right now, that would be reparations, just about. That I would be like, fuck the silver and fuck the gold. I don't even want it no more. I gotta sit here and I gotta bask in this one. I gotta bask in this one. Oh yeah. That's all they gotta do. That's all they have to do is just die. That's it. Why hasn't he said that? How about y'all just wake up and just eat a fucking cyanide sandwich and do us a favor? Do the whole world a favor. The earth will thank all of y'all. One of y'all might make it to heaven like that. One of you might make it to heaven like that. Because we all know y'all going to hell. So I pray, wish and hope that the great and terrible day that these people fear so much, I only fear it because who knows what's going to happen. I might get killed, might not get resurrected, might go to hell. Fucking A. You see what I'm saying? I want a little more assurance than that. But if that's all I can get, I'd still take that knowing that it's the end for their asses. Y'all don't understand. If it means I'm cookies and I'm done and the end could happen right now and Meech knows that his soul is perished forever, it's over. Take my soul. It's done. It's done. It's done. No problem. It's done. Throw my soul into the sun. It was nice knowing everybody. It was nice existing while I did. Can you dig it? Throw this bitch right into the sun. Fuck it. That can't be worse than this. Number one. Number two, that means that every single dirty ass devil who thought that they were going to get out of this fucking world unscathed and untouched, they're all going to get a piece. That's the sort of devotion and willingness you're going to have if you want to see the end come. Your own death can't bother you so much that you're like, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck judgment. I'm good on that. I'm good on judgment. Keep the judgment, God. Keep that. Keep that. What? What? How rotten to the core does this planet have to become for people to realize that there's no saving this earth? That's why there's going to be a new earth, a new creation. What do you think all that land at the bottom of the ocean is? Huh? Anyway, let me stop. I don't want to give away too much. Anyway, I would feel that would be restitution to me. That would be reparations. If every single one of those devils killed themselves. Not died of natural causes. I mean, if they all died of like natural causes, like Egypt, that would still be pretty good. But it's like, I would really rather them die violently. Just my personal opinion. Yep. What? Why do you think they're always trying to get to the depths of certain parts of the ocean? Because they know that the whole ocean, the earth is not level. If the earth was flat, all water would have one level. Does that make sense, sister? You follow what I'm getting at right now? So because all water does not have one level, that means the earth is not flat, like a pancake. That means that there's dilapidations, like I've said. The world is level with dilapidation. There's craters and everything all over it, but it's not a damn circle. It's like this. It's not like this. So when people try to say, you know, oh, well, they've never been to the bottom of the ocean. Yes, they've been to certain parts of the ocean and touched the bottom of it. Yes, the fuck they have. They've touched ground down there. What do people think that is? Right. And it's been in the water. What's up, bro? Every time I tell myself I'm about to be up out of here, I'm not. I'm horrible. But however, the whole point is this. There is so much land at the bottom of the ocean. It's a shame. It's really one of the reasons why I know that the Most High has, in my mind, has done like what, and I do believe The new Earth could be just like Pangea again. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. The new Earth could be like Pangea again. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Most High could drop certain parts of the U.S., keep certain parts of it, drop certain parts of the rest of the world, raise certain parts up. It would be just like the puzzle that we're looking at, and it would just be a different looking puzzle. And that is highly believable. That is highly believable. Very believable. Yep. Just brings the land up. Well, I mean, the Most High can do that. Why can't he? You know what I'm saying? Sis, he split the whole world up. How wild do you think that was? To be standing there and then you're like, dude, are we getting further apart? And like in like 2 minutes, you like, bruh, you start crying and shit because you realize like your son is over there with this dude. Like, what? People lost their like literally whole families were separated in like one instance, one hit. It's crazy, you know. I have a wild imagination. My imagination is wild, as you can see, for a man who's almost 30, 28. But you guys get what I'm saying? For a man who's almost 30, I have a wild imagination. My imagination is not dull at all for a grown adult. Uh, to be crazy though, or to not be crazy, but to just sound so honest and to sound maybe crazy to somebody. My imagination has gotten better as an adult than I think it was as a child because I'm cognizant of what I'm thinking at all times in a way. Whereas a child, I may not have realized the genius of a thought. I mean, pure all out otherworldly genius of something that I may have thought about. As a grown man, I can do that. And I'm able to just unicorns, dragons, trolls, whatever, it doesn't matter. All that stuff is real to me. Vampires, werewolves, all of it's real to me. So if there's a most high God, what is a vampire to the most high God? What is a werewolf to the most high God? You know, and this is what I try to like give to people. Like, if the most high creator is all powerful, all knowing, all capable, what are things that we've known to die to be mortal? What is that? Can you dig it? Because the vampires claim to be immortal in the movies, but still they die. They could hypothetically live forever, but that's not how it works. In the movies, they get touched all the time. They're very mortal, dog. Very mortal. Governed specifically by spirit constitution, not a soul, which is why the spirit and the soul, which is why Enoch said the Most High God can discern between the two, which is why Enoch brought up the two. And I've been saying forever they're not the same. But anyway, just keep it pushing. Point being this, that wild imagination of mine, plus you guys' attentiveness, plus every once in a while you guys just, not every, at least every time I do a stream, I see something that I take and I say either I want to speak on it later or I'm going to take it and I'm going to further analyze it. But you guys make this just as much as I do. You guys say things. You're what do they say? You know, you guys are building the narrative with me. You say things. You're interacting with me. You're cooperating. You are a part of this process, whether you see it like that or not. That's why I speak on small unit cohesion so often and so much about it, because it really does matter. You know, I pray for you guys. Think about you guys. I hope, you know, whenever you're going through the worst days of the week or the worst hours of the day or the worst minutes of the hour, you know, you just say to yourself, you know what? There's people out here who do care about me, even though I can't even see them. I know that when I'm in their virtual presence, they appreciate my presence and they acknowledge me as the individual that I am, and I acknowledge them as the individuals that they are. And we all feed off that energy and we all appreciate one another. You know, that's why anybody who doesn't come around here all the time, but they do come around, like a Mike Woodard or a JP Hope, right on, it's nothing but love. You feel me? Or a Roderick Smith, you know what I'm saying? Or an Adrian Smith, whenever they decide to show up. You know, people work different hours, people get busy, people just get tired of it. It's life. I don't expect to be everybody's palate every time. I don't expect to feel their taste every time. Um, I know there's a lot of black men who probably felt some type of way about the tragic mulatto thing. A lot of black men who are going to feel some type of way about that for a long time. And they're never going to dislike the video because ultimately they know I'm right. Ultimately, they know I'm right. Ultimately, they probably have a mixed son or daughter who has probably said to them one time or inadvertently spoke a phrase that sounded like, I wish I was full black. Where they're like, damn, I fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Because you cursed them to be like that. Right. You they didn't do no pushing or sticking, okay? They had nothing to do with that, all right? No thing. So the baby, which is why a dude like Ethan Garrick, I'll always fuck with Ethan Garrick because Ethan Garrick is like the type of dudes I talk about who have a non-black father and a black mom who's not trying to take over or trying to like muscle you out the scene. You know what I'm saying? See, but that's what I'm. But sister, that's what I was trying to say the other day was that's the tragedy of them is they really want to be black. They're like, I wish I could go through the full struggle, and when I accomplish something, people didn't tell me, well, it's because you're half white or it's because you're not full black that happened for you. You feel what I'm saying? It's not because you're a light-skinned black person that happened for you. Who is it? One second. Hey, y'all. I got some jokers at my door. What do you want? That's for you. Guess what that was, y'all? Guess what that was? The two faggot ass cops coming in here telling me that my motherfucking ERPO was done. Right on? Look. So they're trying to get it renewed. Look, they're trying to get it renewed, right? I got to go to court again. He don't even realize he fucked up. He don't even realize he fucked up. See, he was so happy to come here and be like, oh, his ERPO's not over. It's not going to be over. Bro. I guarantee you guys, once I get this lawyer on this, the first thing they're going to try to do is act as if this shit fucking was not supposed to happen. They fucked up, bro. They fucked up. They fucked up. He should have just let the ERPO go. He don't want to let it go because he doesn't want to be wrong. Now, understand, you came down here in your police uniform. So I have to look up today. Tonight's Friday. It takes an hour to get here, an hour to get back. They left, let's say, at 7:45-ish. I'm going to look up all the crimes that take place in their precinct. Any crime that they could have responded to, my nigga, dereliction of duty. They fucked up the night they came here and served the warrant, y'all. Dereliction of duty then. Put all kinds of people in danger when they did that shit. Now he's talking about, we're going to sit here and we're going to go back to court, right on? So look at this. July 2nd. July 2nd. So now all of a sudden, right? I have to go to court again on July 3rd. Right. You see how these guys are trying to fuck with my life? You see how these niggas are trying to fuck with my life, y'all? Do y'all see this shit? I'm telling y'all. I cannot fucking wait, dude. I'm gonna bring this bitch ass nigga down. And the court case that I'm going through, right on, bro, I'm gonna be able to tell the judge, hey, there was no probable cause found in the statement, which totally negates the entire charge. I'm having to battle with fucking lawyers, okay, who have totally worked against me. Y'all, do y'all understand that I'm gonna be able to see these niggas? I'm gonna be able to, sue the fuck out of them so bad. Does anybody really understand how big this shit is? Does Hewitt not know his boyfriend from fucking Tacoma Police Department stole a gun? Stole a gun and forged my signature? You bitch ass niggas got too many problems on their hands for you to be trying to fucking renew an ERPO, dog. You should have let it go. Should have let it go. Now I'm going to be filing every motion that I can. I probably have to find another fucking job. Probably going to get fired from this job now. See what I'm saying? You guys see what I'm talking about? You see how they fuck me? You see how they fuck me? Do you see how they fuck me? And he got one of these punk ass racist cops because nobody else would come with him. Nobody else would come with him but the faggot ass dude who just came with him, right? Now they're claiming that they did this on the 19th of this month. They're claiming that they did this 2 days ago. I know they're lying, bro. They backdated it. Word is bond. They backdated it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, see, look, this guy's trying to use this shit in Tacoma. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, this guy needs to be worried about trying to be able to explain himself in a few months. He's fucking up major right now. He thinks by trying to keep the pedal on me, you're gonna win. You're about to lose. Do y'all see how he just fucked up? Do y'all see how I'm on his mind? Do y'all see that? You feel me? As opposed to this faggot ass nigga letting it go. Now you're trying to fuck with more of my time. What jury, listen to me, y'all, what jury is going to say that they have not fucking accosted me solely based on my race when they realize that I've only been dealing with white people, dealt with one Asian, one Indian, one black? What jury is going to be able to say, no, this isn't racial? What are they going to be able to say when, dude, bro, all you had to do was let the ERPO go. He can't even prove anything that he's saying. So I've been so important to you. You've been looking me up and shit, bro. Oh, he's got this thing going on in Tacoma. Come on, y'all. This motherfucker is so petty. He's so petty. He's so petty. It's okay, though. He fucked up. It's okay, though. He fucked up. And I'm glad they did that while I was live streaming and everything. I'm glad they did that while I was live. Because had you guys not been on, right on, had I not been on with y'all, I probably would have fucking did something to both of those dudes just there. And that's word is bond. Word is bond. Word is bond. So it's a good thing that I was dealing with y'all and not doing some other shit. That shit got me yiked up though. That shit got me amped up. You feel me? I shouldn't be going through an ERPO again. Right. So now they're gonna try to renew it a day before. I have court the day after. So now so do you see how they're trying to fuck me? Right on. I have court a day before the ERPO's supposed to be up. Come on, man. Does that even make sense, y'all? Is that even righteous? Is that even righteous, y'all? Is that even righteous? I'm about to see if this dude fucking filed this shit within enough time. This dude said I did not fucking file with the courts my mental health evaluation. What a lie. What a lie. What a load of shit. You see what I'm saying? I have him lying right here on paper. I have the court documents in this fucking case right here, y'all. I have the proof when I filed this shit last year in August. Or like early September, late August, early September, or some shit like that. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy, y'all. This shit is crazy. Pray for a real one. Because that would never happen to Professor Black Truth. That would never happen to 99.99% of these niggas on the internet. Can you feel me? I'm so motherfucking dangerous and so with the shit. A bitch ass faggot got me on his mind so much. He's so afraid of me having a gun in my hand so much. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? Bitch ass nigga so afraid of me having a strap so much. I'm on this nigga's mind every day. Every day. I hope he get into it. I want him to keep living. I need Hewitt to live the I want Hewitt to live the life. Dog. Right on. They both are scared too. Dude handed him a paper, snatched the paper out of his hand. He just stepped back, closed the fucking door in his face. Yeah, fuck you, faggot. You feel me? They already know. They already know. You walk up in this bitch, you try to walk up in this bitch, you fuck around and get killed today. Did they try to do anything? Look, bro, they fucked up, y'all. Hella bad. Hella bad. They fucked up. And I just can't get over it. Because I didn't see that coming. That's the icing on my cake. That's icing on my cake. That's icing on my cake. This got done 2 days ago. See, this is weird. This is weird. Okay, now look, he said under the penalty of perjury, which is I'm lying on myself. This dude is done. He's gonna have to explain how and why a cop who works in Tacoma, who used to work for Seattle police, who was one of the people who wrote one of the instances, how you got the ERPO, why is this guy helping you do a warrant on my house, bro? That's a conflict of interest. Why? Why did this, and then why is this guy a credible source, hold on, for checking on firearms in Tacoma? What? Get the fuck out of here, y'all. But I don't have I'm my own class action lawsuit. Me by myself is a class action lawsuit. The level and the gravity of the shit I'm going through is class action. I don't need nobody else on my shit. I don't need nobody else, but I'm gonna find a couple unfortunate saps who've been fucked around too. Don't worry. I got the time. I'm gonna get the money. This just put the hot dog stand off. The hot dog stand won't be here this year for sure. We'll see what happens on tax time. We'll see what happens tax time. But for the next 5-6 months, I gotta save money for a lawyer. I gotta save like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand. And I gotta just fucking cash them out and let them know exactly what the fuck I'm trying to do. And let them know we're not taking no for an answer. Don't take my money unless you can. I'm the type of nigga, if you can't guarantee some sort of result, don't take my money. You feel me? You can guarantee something. Nigga, I want all the litigation my money's worth. I want all the, they're going to tell me no as many times as those dollars allow. That's the difference between me and one of these other niggas. Once again, I go through the real shit. Now y'all can say, I seen a nigga get served with his ERPO papers again. Hey, because he's a real one. We got 2-3 more minutes left and I'm up out this bitch. Because I got to get some rest and I got to do my own thing. That shit fucked me up. That fucked me all the way up. $30 bits. back to start of the third month. So that's how we start our month off, y'all. That's how we start off the official month of the third month, whatever that month actually really is. All right. We started off with some juice. I love it. Please continue to pray for your boy. They're terrified. They won't stop me. They can't fuck with me. Can't fuck with us. I got a sword in my bag. They don't want none. Trust me. When I say they don't want none of this sword I got, nothing. They don't want none of this. They don't want nothing to do with my guy right here. Can you feel me? Nothing. They don't want me to be out here running around with one of these, but you took the gun, so now I have no choice. You know what I mean? But to be ready to fucking hit somebody with this guy. Don't worry. I'm not going to attack nobody with no sword unless I absolutely have to. But if I have to, I'm just going to kill him. You know, quick thrust, quick slash, whatever the combination has to be. Anyway, pummel him to death. Oh no, dirty, filthy, I love it. You can go ahead and call it filthy, nasty, disgusting. It was. They served it. They thought they were gangbangers just then. They don't know. One of my defenses. Here you go. You're funny. Here you go. One of my defenses is going to be, and I'm going to have the proof to it, crime has gotten so much worse in the last year, right? And I'm going to be like, they said that I was a danger to the environment, but yet when they took me from the environment suffered greatly. Suffered so much so that you've had several murders, right on, in a year's time. You hadn't had that many killings since I've been out there. They had more killings last year and this year than they had the entire 4 years I've been out there. Since they removed me July last year to this point this year, they've had more murders than they had the whole time I was out there. Unfuckwithable. That's right, bro. Trust me. Trust me. That you couldn't have said it no better. It couldn't have got no realer than that, right? Unfuckwithable, bro. Those results are unfuckwithable. How do you argue the legitimacy of your own stats? The only difference is that I'm not there. And all the timelines correspond with me being taken out of Pioneer Square, out of that distinct area in Seattle where they've seen a spike in crime. I'm going to let them know. I haven't worked in Pioneer Square, haven't been in Pioneer Square. So how this man who works in Seattle can dictate that I'm a danger to myself and a fucking environment that I'm no longer in is highly disrespectful. Not only that, right on. But if you guys don't let this go, I'm gonna let them know. When I sue you guys, right on, I'm gonna have them go get this video. You feel me? I'm gonna have them get the video of me telling them I'm going to sue you if you don't let this go. Right on. I'm gonna let Hewitt know one more time, bro. You're about to get the whole city sued. I'm about to bring down the entire police department because of you, and I'm still gonna have your badge in the end if you don't let this shit go. He's gonna do just like all stupid ass white people do. You fucking nigger in his head, right? But out of his mouth, he's gonna be like, "You see, Your Honor, I told you, Your Honor." I can't wait. Because Meech is not gonna change his motherfucking way of doing shit. I'm not changing shit. And when these bitch ass niggas feel the heat for the first time, because the first time they're gonna feel it is when I actually have the bona fide true with the shit lawyer. When I have that person there with me, because what they're going to try to do is get me to go through a whole year of mental health court. It's not going to happen. I'm going to sue the fuck out of these niggas. Listen, while I'm suing them, they're going to be trying to get all my motherfucking court shit done. Like, oh, no. It's going to be too fucking late then. It's going to be way too fucking late. It's going to be so fucking late. It's too late now. That's why the stupid ass bitch who told me, oh, I'm going to withdraw from your case because of a conflict of interest. It's too late, you dumbass bitch. The people who work in your office already committed a conflict of interest. The fact that you work with them and you took on my case obviously tells me that you didn't communicate with them. So you've already committed a conflict of interest just by being here. Right. So you might as well just write it out now. See, niggas don't even know how smart I am. Every time I break the shit down to people, they be like, damn, nigga, you hella sharp. And I'm like, no, bro, I just paid attention. And I'm using the same things that they've been using against us, against them. That's it. I'm going to bang their asses out like a $2 whore in the middle of Tijuana in August. Can you dig it? I'm going to bang them out. I'm going to bang them out something vicious. Only way I'm not going to bang them out is if they try to kill me first. If they try to kill me first, then I'm going to kill them. It's that simple. It's that simple. That's not a threat. You just heard what I just said. If they attempt to take my life, I'm going to kill them. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. If they fucking try to fuck with me. So if they don't want nothing to happen to none of them, off tops, I'm coming from people. I'm gonna work my way from the top to the bottom. So none of these scrubs like Hewitt, I wouldn't even piss on Hewitt if he was on fucking fire. Can you dig it? I just let his bitch ass burn. The motherfuckers at the top are the people who are gonna get touched first. So let somebody try to do harm to me, gangster guy or not, they better go out their way to make sure don't nothing even almost come my fucking way. They better pray to God that it's just a road rage. And I don't think that they have something to do with that. Because your boy will go see the first motherfucker on that list. And she knows who she is. And that bitch will be laid the fuck out. They think I'm playing. This ain't no threat. This is real life. Nigga, fuck with me. Fuck with me. Try to do harm to me, I'm going to do harm to you. It's just that simple. That ain't no threat. That's a fact. Once again, dudes like Professor Black don't talk like that because he pussy. He got a vagina between his legs and a whole bunch of sand in it. No offense, ladies. No offense, big sister. But when I'm feeling some type of way, I'm liable to say anything. And that was one of those anything moments. And that's how I feel about Professor Black most of the time. Any nigga who tries to tell me that I'm a tastemaker, nigga, I'll slap the fuck out you, nigga. Tastemaker? Nigga, I'm a trendsetter, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about, dude? Niggas copy me, okay, and get millions of views off of shit that I done that I can get no views for the shit. But somehow you can garner 400,000, 500,000 views off of an idea that I know Meats brought forth. The fuck out of here. I'm not talking about Professor Black. I'm talking about other people. I'm talking about other niggas who come around and still get tens of thousands of views off of ideas that I throw out there. You guys don't even know how many black YouTubers have heard of my work, have checked your boy out, and say shit that I know that before one of these niggas came over here taking notes, pretty much all by myself saying it. All by myself. Let me give you guys the best example of how I know I was all by myself. For 2 years, I tried to get Scribe to talk about Middle Earth. I make the fucking video, Middle Earth connection. Sorry ass nigga steals the whole concept. Fuck the whole concept up. You guys have no idea. He fucked up an epic lesson that I was. That video was the start of epic shit. Then he just fucking stole the whole idea like a bitch. Now he didn't even let me put together the information the way it was supposed to be put together. Just dropped a whole bunch of fucking world history videos about a bunch of random shit that wasn't even fucking scripturally based. I was trying to come from the scripture and give edification to everything. And he fucked it up. Fucked it all up. Some of Scribe's ideas from when he was baptized as Scribe. Some of those videos came directly from me. A whole shit ton of them. From when I first started getting in this dude's comment section and saying shit, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Like, dude's whole video persona changed. That's what people do when I come around because I have that sort of energy. And I'm not patting myself on the back. It's been like that my whole life. People use me every time they get the chance. When I say every time people get the chance, I don't know what it is. It's like they just like think that using me is like he's not gonna mind that. He's just got all these good ideas. He'll come up with another good idea. Do you know how long it took me to work up the nerve to talk about Middle Earth for a bitch ass nigga to just snatch it off my fucking plate? And then to ask me in his own comment section after he could see that I was upset. He was like, oh, what's wrong, bro? I have to, nigga, oh, so you want me to put you on blast in front of all these people in your comment section? I send you a video trying to correct you, then you call me a woman? But you too, yourself, hide your face like a bitch? Sand in your vagina too, nigga. I can't stand that shit. I can't fucking stand it. Y'all got to understand something. I have never taken a concept from another person on YouTube and not really said that Meech didn't get this from somewhere else. I've never done that. I'm not built like that. Oh, these niggas who are normally like, I'm going to say 40 and up, sometimes younger, like 35 and up. Some of these niggas are so uber competitive. That's just how they were raised. They're so uber competitive, right? That by any means, they have to try to keep their edge. And it's like, you're a sucker, my nigga, if you have to try to use a brother who told you countless times, I look up to you, my nigga, and I admire your work, to try to use him as a fucking cobblestone, my nigga. I'm a stepping stone to you, dude. So we're not, I show my face like a fucking man supposed to. You think Moses was hiding behind a fucking rock talking to the people? Huh? You think he had a fucking veil on him the whole time talking to the people? Huh? Or when Aaron was talking to him? Fuck no, these niggas was 10 toes down in front of everybody. The only reason I'm not 10 toes down in front of you is because I'm not in your state. I'm not in your home. Using witchcraft, once again, to try to get the message through. Punk ass, faggot ass cop come bang on the door like there's somebody. Now I have to show this shit on Monday to my bosses. I have to let them know. I don't know what this means now. You think one of these faceless cowards are going through that type of shit? Where they're worried about their ability to make money? So-called white supremacy. You think they're worried about that? Huh? When's the last time you think they had 2 white police officers come and knock on their door? Bother them in the comfort of their home. Now, how these motherfuckers got in here? Don't know, because you got to have a key to get in this bitch. So I'm gonna break that down again to the judge. I'm gonna be like, I think these guys have the key to the building, right on. And they're, you feel me? And they may be trying to illegally access the building. I'm gonna write my own papers for Erpo for Hewitt. When I get the shit right, you feel me? I'm gonna try to get an Erpo pressed on him. If he has an Erpo on him, he can't be a cop no more. Don't worry. I got something for all these cops who played their hands. The cop who served me, right on? Because Hewitt can't serve me by himself. That dude, he ain't even got nothing to worry about, right on? In about a year, see, because all these guys plan on leaving the police force. They plan on leaving. They think that they're just going to leave the police force, and then I'm going to be stuck with this Erpo, and then if I challenge it, he won't be there no more, and then it won't matter no more. Like, no, I'm about to fucking go file my motion. Because I have to be at court this day, right on. I probably won't work. I'll probably be at court all day filing motions. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. This is what I get though, y'all. So this is why I say to you, I don't give a fuck about no African. Okay. Power and name, Melvis Usidame is the only real African person right now on earth that I give 2 fucks about. That's it. I can't think of another one right now. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because I bet you one thing, if Melvis was that dude in that street that night, Melvis would have spoke up and not been like a pussy. When I asked him, "Are you all right?" Melvis would have been like, "Yeah, bro, I'm good. It's all right. Don't worry about it, bro." But this bitch ass faggot was so scary, so terrified. You found a wallet, dog. All you had to say was you found a wallet. But you were scared to say that because then they could ask you, well, why didn't you return it? Because I don't have to. Right, because you don't have to. But then they could try to, you see what I'm saying? They could try to implicate you on any little thing and try to charge you with a crime. That's how fast it happens. I need y'all to understand. Keep praying for your boy. Because I'm this close to breaking their asses in half. We got motherfuckers bringing Erpos to us to the house. Right on? We got them bringing to us. They're so afraid that I might get guns back. They're so terrified, right? Can you feel me? It's okay. I had to go to court 2 days in a row. Now they're gonna say that this shit has nothing to do with one thing to the other. It doesn't change the burden that is placed on my life. Does anybody understand what I'm saying right now? This has not changed the burden on my life. It right, just because, oh, well, this isn't court for that. Well, it's in the same place. It's for the same shit. I wouldn't be going to court for any of this if this never happened. See what I'm saying? This dude is effectively trying to ruin my life. He's fucking up with speed because he won't let it go. Right on? He won't let it go. What proof do you have that I'm a danger, my nigga? What proof? What proof? What proof? I'm gonna have I'm almost ready to go to trial for this shit, right on? I want to have every single one of those people subpoenaed. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. I want to have every single one of these people subpoenaed. Then we'll see, because it's easy to see. Look, my little punk ass defense lawyer, right? Little public pretender. The bitch don't know. You're fucking toast, bitch. You're fucking toast. You tried to fuck me, right on? I'm waiting. See, they thought that I was going to go and file my complaint to the bar right away. It's like, no, I'm going to wait for a while and file my complaint. I'm just going to wait. Now, I'm going to give this bitch a chance and a choice. I'm going to be like, look, you have a chance and a choice right now to get involved in this ERPO shit. If you do not show up for my ERPO case, do not show up on fucking July 3rd for the other one. It's just that simple. You're going to show up and you're going to speak for me. It's that simple. Is she going to like being spoke to like that? No. No, she's not. But you know what she's going to fucking do? She's going to show up and she's going to speak for me. Because if she don't show up and speak for me, I'm going to respectfully request that she withdraw herself from my case. Request that the courts assign another office to my case, which is going to kick this shit out even further, even longer. Right on, which is going to increase my grievance. Can you dig it? And the punitive damages that I've suffered. Oh, y'all don't even know the emotional trauma, the mental trauma, the spiritual trauma, the physical trauma. They have no idea they fucked up. They can't say that it's not real, because when it first happened, I said I wasn't eating right, wasn't sleeping right, wasn't doing a whole lot of shit right. But I'm as sharp as I've been in a long time, as motivated as I've probably ever been. The only time I think I was more motivated was when I still thought I had a chance with my son's mother, and I was super motivated then. You guys don't know. Super motivated. But this didn't happen. But I've been super motivated for a bunch of shit in my life that has happened. And I'm juiced. And right now, I really need y'all to ride this wave with me. You feel me? Ride the juice with me. Don't feel bad. Don't be like, all right, bro. They doing that to you. We still praying for you. We still with you, because at the end of the day, that's what a dude like all these other cats can't do. Any one of them. I can't think of one dude who actually tells the people, man, pray for me, man, and actually means it. I can't think of one motherfucker. Not one. Not one who talks about the type of shit that I listen to that these guys talk about. Not one of them. They don't even believe in that. But they believe in thinking positive things. Listen, they say speak it into existence. What is a prayer? I pray that the hands of my enemies are slackened so much so that they realize that all their power over me is done and extinguished. I pray that they are smited with the edge of the sword, my sword, before it's all said and done. Fuck them. They don't like it. I'm not afraid, y'all. It's not afraid. 0% afraid. It's been an honor. Like I tell Jeff all the time, if something really crazy happens, I'm on the run. It's it's been a blast being in y'all presence. It has been a blast. That's why I was trying to tell you guys, like, I think niggas really take me for granted way more than they take a lot of these other cats for granted. And it's just because I don't have the subs. Niggas really take your boy for granted. Like, they just think I'm just gonna be here, but they don't understand. Like, I go through real life shit. I do real life shit. So some real life shit could happen with or to me or around me that forces me to make a move elsewhere. I told you I'm not letting nobody do harm to me. So if they try to harm me, which is my whole point, they try to do harm to me, I'm fucking their worlds up. And they don't have to worry about where I get a gun from or none of that shit. They shouldn't even be. That's gonna be the last of them. That'll be the last of their problems because I might not even use a gun. Might just use a bow and arrow and slump them out with that and see how they feel when they don't see it coming or hear it. Right. Anyway, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't even know. I got a collapsible bow. I got a bow I can break down. Go stand into one of those pissy midnight dark alleys in Seattle, get that bitch out and yak one of those motherfuckers down and keep it pushing. They wouldn't even fucking know it was me. Break the bitch back down as I'm walking. Wouldn't even know it was me. Straight savagery. Straight savagery. Don't care. Y'all talking to a nigga who used to carry around a gun that folded up in his bag. You feel me? And was like waiting for a moment to use it. Was waiting for a moment to use it. Waiting. So I'm not really tripping about not having guns now because I'm like, I got so filthy with the sword this last year. I'm like, if you really try to keep me from guns for another year, which you won't, because I'm gonna effectively have a much better lawyer and just sue the shit out of you guys. But even if you try to, I'm gonna get that much better with the sword that by the time I get the gun back, my sword and gun skills will be almost to par. Where if I feel more confident with the sword, you're fucked. When I say the world is fucked, if I ever get to the point to where I'm like, I know I'm better with the sword than with the gun, the world is they're in bad shape, y'all. They're in bad shape. They're in bad shape. I ain't even gonna lie. They're in bad shape if I ever get to that point. And I'm pretty close to being like almost even killed. So I'm just waiting for the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm better with the sword than I am with the gun. Because it won't even matter. It's like I would just use the gun to just walk people down and just get close enough. And then once I was like for sure in like close quarter combat range, I would just arm myself with my sword and I would just go to town. I would just go to work. The sword would be extremely sharp, capable of cutting through just about anything. So hiding behind a weak barrier would be a horrible idea, right on. And trying to bum rush me would be an even worse idea. Because even if you're trying to blitzkrieg with bullets, one swipe with the sword is going to make a person get back. Especially if you're close enough. Nobody's going to stand there and let you blast them with a piece of metal that's sharp. Nobody. Nobody with any fucking kind of sense. Nobody. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. Okay? It'll never happen. The standard is to get fucking blasted with the sword. Please. They're out the way. These dudes are no different. They're white people, so I know that their constitution is weak. You feel me? This dude is so pussy, he waited till this long to get the shit done, so that way it would be exactly a day before I had court. So I'm gonna be like, this guy linked up my court date and did this shit on purpose. Right on? To inconvenience me and to burden me. And it's already been made clear to the courts that I work during the day. So he did this even ever more as opposed to allowing the ERPO to expire right? And to seeking out a new ERPO, if that was the case, right? After the litigation for this is over with, but for a case that the only reason why I'm going through the case is because of you, and you're claiming that the case isn't over with, and you're claiming in the last 12 months I did whatever. What are you talking about, dog? You're smoking crack, but you're trying to use the arrest from the last 12 months. You see what I'm saying? You see how they're trying to do that right there? He fucked up. He fucked up. He fucked up. This Kenneth Comstock dude, I'm already let him know. You ain't even got to worry about it, bro. You're one of the people on my list, okay, for this collusion case. I'm working on saving the money right now. The more you guys do to keep me out of work, and the more you do to be detrimental to my situation, the more you're proving my point that you're colluding against me. You can't just say it's just the systems of the court. You're gonna have to. They're gonna have to explain. Listen, I live in Tacoma. I'm gonna go all the way down to Olympia. Olympia is as far from me as Seattle is, to the south. All these motherfuckers that live up north are gonna have to come all the way down to Olympia just to go to court. Do you know how pissed off they're gonna be at this guy Hewitt, the same bastard who just knocked on my door a little bit ago, and be like, "What the fuck did you do that for? Why did you dude? What did you do that for?" I can't wait. I can't wait. I see it coming now. Right on. I see bags under people's eyes. I see 5 o'clock shadows. I see a lot of angry motherfuckers. And I see this dude losing his job and me having his badge, like I told him, when it's all said and done. That sorry ass bitch, Carmen Best, she ain't got to worry about nothing. I'm coming for her badge as well. As soon as I know that she's up for re-election, I'm going to produce, not mass produce, but I'm going to produce about 50 of my little CDs of first them serving the ERPO and then them arresting me. They still have yet to make public. This is another thing, right on. I have yet to get the videos of me being arrested. Like, so look, you don't have the shit of the warrant of anything else, but you have all the other shit before that. Get the fuck out of here. You're pathetic, Seattle. You're pathetic. You feel me? And they know that they fucked up. And as opposed to them just letting it ride, once again, this dude is so stupid. He's digging a bigger hole and he thinks he's making it worse for me. But it's like, bro, I've lived a whole year like this. You've lived a whole year or better in fear. In fear. I'm going to ask them, I'm going to be like, is this helping the city of Seattle? Because if they can't prove that me not being there has helped, me not being in the vicinity has helped the crime rate, has helped anything, right on, it's a moot effort. And once again, I'm gonna let the judge know, you feel me? You've already played one time into a racist, collusive effort by one Brian Hewitt and Jared Levitt. If you continue down this path, when I pursue litigation against the city of Seattle, the county of King, and all the justices who are involved, and every officer involved, and every civilian to whatever function that they have been involved in, you, sir, yourself are going to be on the hot seat because you are the first individual that I saw when this first happened. Come on. They don't want none of it. They don't want none of Jonesy. They don't want none of Jonesy. They don't want none of your boy. Because that's how it is. The same dude I'm about to go back and see, I seen him over a year ago. Didn't see him since. Right on? Haven't seen him since. He thinks I forgot about the bullshit that he pulled a year ago. No, bro. It's all right. I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you did that. I hope he rules against. I'm actually really hoping that he rules against me now. Like legitimate. Like this dude coming here to serve me with this right here was like, I really didn't think he was going to do it. I thought he was smarter than that. But now I'm seeing how stupid he is. I'm hoping that this dude is also as dumb as he is also. Because the judge or the fucking commissioner, right? Larry Garrett, pro temp. I seen this dude a year ago. And I'm going to let him know, you feel me? I want somebody else overseeing it. Because you're a commissioner, you're a pro temp. I want a real judge. Thank you very much. It's not up for debate or discussion. Right on. I want a real judge. They fucked up. Woo! Anyway, it's 9:27. I've gotten so far from the start of the month, especially the third month. I'm amped. Can't help myself. Can't help myself. I am amped. I was talking about these niggas paying me, and it's like they came by, and I'm like, oh, that paycheck is coming. Oh, that paycheck is coming. Oh my goodness. Hey y'all, look, I'm gonna let this shit be. It's been popping tonight. Trust me, it has been popping. I loved it, especially this last little hour or so. I've been acting up. Continue to do for me as you have done. All those letters I got over a year ago from y'all, or just about a year ago, some change. Like going back almost a year. You get what I'm saying? So appreciative, and I love y'all for that. Okay, y'all are behind me. You guys got my back more than the cop who came here and served me the shit what he would. Y'all got my back, man. 1,000, 10 toes down. And for that, I do love you guys forevermore. With that said, salute you. Good night.